Yo legends! Welcome to Fanfiction Legend. Grab your headphones, because today's story is about to hit different. Disclaimer. I do not claim ownership of this story. All rights belong to the original creators. Dragon Ball, I can't hide anymore, I'm an angel. Chapter 41 Son Goku and Vegeta and Hashtag 039, S First Confrontation. Chapter 41 Son Goku and Vegeta and Hashtag 039, S First Confrontation. By the way, Wukong, can you fight in another place? Kellen suddenly thought of something and asked, what do you mean? Son Wukong was puzzled. If their corpses are rotten, it will be difficult to resurrect them in the future. Kellen said, resurrection? Isn't Piccolo already dead? If Piccolo dies, the gods will also disappear, and the Dragon Ball will naturally disappear. Monkey King said, Clin, I'm afraid they can no longer be resurrected. I'll talk about the details later. If Wukong can win, maybe there is still a glimmer of hope. Kellen said. If I can win? Well, I will definitely do my best to defeat him. Monkey King nodded. Hey, what's the matter? Where did the prestige just now go? Are you discussing how to escape? Vegeta shouted at the top from below. Okay, leave everything to me. Monkey King nodded. Wukong, I'm really sorry, I always let you bear this heavy responsibility alone. You must come back alive, you are my best friend. Kellen stretched out his hand to Monkey King. Yeah. Son Wukong nodded and patted Son Wuhan on the head again. Gohan, if Dad can come back alive, I will take you fishing, okay? Son Wuhan looked expectant. Monkey King fell from the sky and landed directly opposite Vegeta. You should be very clear that you can't escape. Vegeta snorted. As for Krillin and Son Gohan, Vegeta didn't pay attention at all. With their fighting strength, I can blow them to death with a fart. Whatever you want, after I kill Kakarot, I'll kill everyone on Earth. By the way, let's find that guy named Luo Tian. By the way, make that heal work for me so I can potentially become a Super Saiyan. Hehe, Frieza, just wait for me. After I become a Super Saiyan, I will be #1 in the universe. Vegeta, I want to rule the entire universe. There was endless anticipation on Vegeta's face. I have already planned the future for myself. As long as there is healing, I can continue to pass the Saiyan nature card BUG. This BUG is that when reborn after being on the verge of death, the combat power of the Saiyan will be doubled. Wow, I feel excited just thinking about it. Gather all the Dragon Balls together to become immortal. Let me, Vegeta, control this universe. Vegeta's smile grew brighter. At this moment, Vegeta felt that the Super Saiyan was waving to him. Let's fight in another place. Monkey King said to Vegeta, whatever. Vegeta smiled. Aha. The two quickly fled towards the distance. Okay, there are no people or animals in this area. Monkey King looked down, shows the rocky mountainous area below, and fell down. Vegeta also fell calmly. An inferior fighter like you should be happy to be able to fight against an elite fighter like me. Vegeta smiled and said to Son Wukong, Saiyans have to undergo a fighter quality check from birth. People with low combat power, like you, will be sent to a planet without strong enemies. In other words, you will be eliminated. Is that why I came to Earth? Thank you very much. Son Wukong smiled and said, although I am a low-level fighter who was eliminated, I will surpass the elite fighters after hard work. You really know how to joke. Vegeta chuckled. Then I'll let you see, no matter how hard you try, you can't cross this gap of the two. Stop talking nonsense, and immediately set up a fighting posture. Monkey King took the initiative to attack Vegeta. The two clashed for 10 rounds in just a split second. Bang bang bang. The two came and went, fighting from the ground to the air. It's amazing, Goku. It's a tie with Vegeta. Bulma looked expectant. Remember this moment well, it will be someone's peak moment. Luo Tian smiled. Are you talking about Goku's peak moment? Bulma nodded, and he understood. That's true. Anyway, what Vegeta means is that he is an elite fighter of the Saiyans, a genius among geniuses, and Goku is just a low-level fighter, Now, this low-level fighter is challenging the elite fighters. Isn't he at his peak? No. Luo Tian replied, I'm talking about Vegeta's peak moment. Bulma looked bewildered. What do you mean? How could it be Vegeta's peak moment? I can't understand. More and more. After this battle, it will be difficult for Vegeta to surpass Goku. Luo Tian smiled. Hey? Why do you say that? Bulma was stunned. The battle between Goku and Vegeta continues. This is the first confrontation between the two scions who have a bad relationship. After this battle, the two of them will have a love-hate relationship. Well, Goku and Vegeta are true love. Luo Tian blesses them to grow old together, to be together forever. How is it? Kakarot? You are not my opponent at all, are you? Vegeta now had the advantage, and when he said this, he punched Monkey King in the chest. Monkey King slipped backwards. Vegeta quickly caught up and attacked Monkey King again. Kakarot, hurry up and use the trick you used when you defeated Nappa, so that I can learn from it. Vegeta said, and kicked Monkey King directly from the air. Monkey King quickly adjusted his figure in the air and landed on both feet. Sun Wukong's expression became serious. You are really strong, and I know you haven't shown your full strength, but you have far surpassed me in terms of speed and energy. Sun Wukong said with a smile. Vegeta landed on a hill in the distance, looking down at Monkey King. Okay, I got it. I'll show you the King of the Realm Fist. Sun Wukong gritted his teeth, red arrogance burst out of his body. Hey! Monkey King raised his hand violently, and a powerful energy bombarded Vegeta's body. Vegeta reacted extremely quickly, took off quickly, and soared into the air. Call out. Monkey King flew up and went straight to where Vegeta was. Boom! Goku punched Vegeta in the face hard. Immediately afterwards, Monkey King attacked Vegeta violently. Boom! After a few rounds, Monkey King kicked Vegeta upside down with a kick. Monkey King followed up, planning to make up for it. However, just when Monkey King was approaching Vegeta turned around gorgeously. Boom! Vegeta kicked out and hit Monkey King on the spot, kicking Monkey King several times in the air. Monkey King was shocked. Have you reached your limit? I thought you were so powerful. Vegeta smiled, and pressed the button on the detector. It's already very impressive. The combat power has reached a height of 16,000. It's really not easy for you, a low-level fighter, to raise your combat power to this level. Sun Wukong, this guy is so strong. Okay, let me in this battle. Vegeta smiled, and after saying this, the energy in Vegeta's body surged crazily. The powerful aura changed the color of the whole world. The clouds in the sky also changed from cloudy to sunny because of Vegeta's powerful aura. Sun Wukong was shocked. You are finished, Kakarot, prepare to die. Vegeta grinned. Call out. Immediately afterwards, Vegeta flew towards Monkey King, and directly hit Monkey King's face with his head. Ouch! Monkey King flew backwards. Vegeta followed closely and kicked Monkey King out of the air. Monkey King hurriedly adjusted his body, let his feet land on the ground, and looked up into the air. Idiot! I'm behind you. Vegeta's voice sounded from behind Monkey King. Boom! Vegeta kicked it up. Monkey King rolled several somersaults in the air before finally stopping. Monkey King looked up, and suddenly found that Vegeta had appeared directly above him. This thing seems to be gathering energy. Call out. Really? I saw Vegeta condense a golden energy bomb and bombarded here. Double Realm King Fist. Sun Wukong jumped up hastily. Oomph! Vegeta chuckled, and another burst of energy flew out from his hand. Monkey King was in the air. It was not very convenient to avoid it, and he was almost hit by this powerful energy. Fortunately, Monkey King reacted very quickly and escaped the attack by luck. Even so, Sun Wukong's shirt was also smashed. What an awesome guy! Bulma trembled. If this continues, Goku might lose to that Va-G-Ta. So I said, this is Vegeta's peak moment. Luo Tian smiled at Bulma. Fell silent. How do I feel like you know everything? Monkey King fell from the sky and landed opposite Va-G-Ta. It seems that Double Realm King Fist can no longer defeat this guy. There is no way. Even if you were smashed to pieces, you will not hesitate. I'm going to use Triple Realm Oaken. Hey, just now I deliberately used simple tricks to make you dodge. Vegeta smiled, looked at Monkey King and said, I killed you all at once. It's so boring. Sun Wukong, in the distance, behind a certain stone. Yakaluabai hid here. I'm so scared. You must not find me. I don't want to fight at all. What's the matter? Kakarot? Are you afraid to come here? Vegeta chuckled. I'm the most talented fighter among the Scions. No matter how hard you try, you can't surpass me. Chapter 42. Chapter 42. Let you see how powerful I am. Sun Wukong smiled. Triple Realm King Fist. Stop it. Wukong! Your body can't bear the triple Kaiwang punch. Kaiwang shouted hastily. However, Kaiwang is also very clear that if he does not use the triple KO fist, there may be no hope of winning. It's over. I'm afraid I'm going to lose a beep. On Bulma's detector, the combat power numbers continue to increase. This Luo Tian. What's going on here? The value on the detector is too strange. Wukong's combat power. 17,000, 18,000, 21,000. Bulma exclaimed. Be careful, this thing is going to explode. Luo Tian said. Boom, just when Luo Tian finished speaking, the detector suddenly exploded. Bulma, you didn't say it sooner, I almost got blown in the eye, what happened? Bulma was stunned. Wukong used the Triple Realm King Fist, and his combat power should reach 24,000. Luo Tian explained, your detector is an old model, and the maximum value it can withstand is 2. If it is higher, it will explode. Bulma was speechless, but soon, Bulma noticed the sensor on Vegeta's eye. Aha! His detector seems to be fine. Bulma said his model is relatively new, and can withstand higher combat power values. Luo Tian smiled slightly. What a failure. You should get his detector here and study it carefully. Bulma said while holding his chin. What? Combat power 24,000. Vegeta was stunned when he saw Monkey King's combat power value. How can this be? Could it be that the detector is malfunctioning? Wrong, I can kindly feel the powerful aura on his body. Detector, absolutely no faults, but what exactly is going on here? Call out. At this moment, Monkey King flew towards Vegeta, and punched Vegeta in the face fiercely. Vegeta flew backwards. Monkey King quickly caught up and kicked Vegeta directly into the sky. Vegeta gritted his teeth and quickly adjusted his figure. Call out. Son Wukong chased after him again. Vegeta stretched out his hands, trying to block Son Goku's attack. Snapped, however, Son Wukong changed his position in midair. Boom, Monkey King appeared behind Vegeta and kicked him hard in the face. Boom, Vegeta fell from the sky like a cannonball, leaving a big crater on the mountain. Wow, Vegeta was furious, and the aura on his body burst out violently, raising the area to the ground. You bastard! Vegeta yelled. Just as he was speaking, Son Wukong turned into a red flame and flew towards the side. Boom, Goku's knee hit Vegeta's waist hard. Vegeta grinned in pain, and suddenly punched him with a backhand. Son Wukong dodged Vegeta's fist and hit Vegeta's abdomen again with a heavy punch. Ouch! Vegeta's face was pale from the pain, he was sweating profusely, and blood flowed from his mouth. You bastard! Vegeta was furious, and his pupils were covered with bright red blood. Hululu, Monkey King was panting heavily. The Triple Realm King Fist made Son Wukong's body feel extremely heavy. You bastard! I don't believe it, your fighting power will surpass mine. Vegeta gritted his teeth, furious. This guy. He's really tenacious. You can't even kill him. Son Wukong smiled wryly. If this continues, maybe I will be killed by him. I will never allow this to happen. Vegeta was furious, trembling uncontrollably. I am a genius fighter of the Science, how could I be defeated by an inferior fighter? Son Wukong also looked at Vegeta warily. I feel sore, the Triple Realm King Fist is really unbearable. But if it goes on like this, I might die out. It's no good. You can't use Kaioken anymore. It's time to try Luo Tian's free spirit. Thinking of this, Son Wukong took a deep breath. Shoo. The next moment, Son Wukong directly dissipated the energy from his body. I can't spare you. I can't spare you. Vegeta was furious. I'm going to blow you and this planet to pieces. With that said, Vegeta was about to raise all his breath up. What did you say? Son Wukong's face changed color. Beep. As soon as Vegeta finished speaking, he suddenly discovered that Monkey King's combat effectiveness was declining sharply from the previous tens of thousands of combat power directly dropped to 1000. Vegeta froze. What's happening here? Why did this guy's fighting power suddenly drop so much? Could it be that the detector is malfunctioning? Vegeta frowned, and the anger in his heart subsided a little bit. I see. The trick you used just now has exceeded the limit of your body, right? Vegeta snorted. Now you are at the end of your strength, am I right? Son Wukong didn't answer. What's wrong with Wukong? Bulma was also stunned, and she also found that Son Wukong felt completely different from before. Wukong is going to show his ultimate intention. Luo Tian smiled. I asked that the ultimate sense of freedom you taught him? Bulma was slightly taken aback. That's right, can anyone else teach him besides me? Luo Tian said with a smile. Didn't you say that with his current ability, he still has no way to comprehend the true freedom? Bulma asked hastily. You can understand it this way. Luo Tian explained, if you divide Zizai into several levels, such as elementary, intermediate, advanced, mega, god level, true god level, super god level. Well, let's divide it like this. First, Bulma, you didn't come up with a level on the spur of the moment, did you? And your division. I understand elementary, intermediate, and even super god level. What does it mean that you added a sign in the middle? Bulma wiped his sweat. It's made up temporarily, you don't need to care about these details. Luo Tian smiled. Bulma was speechless. Well, what you say is what it is. So, Wukong is now junior? Bulma asked. Yeah, that's it. Luo Tian nodded. What about you? What level are you? Bulma asked. I'm considered a super god. Luo Tian replied. Bulma, Luo Tian, can we have a good chat? In other words, it's not 130 that you surpass Wukong, but if the super god level is divided into 5 stages, I'm only in the first stage. Luo Tian sighed. This is what I want to express, great priest. That's the 4th stage. It is even very close to the 5th stage. Bulma was speechless again. It seems that there are still people who have reached the 5th stage of the super god level. Bulma pouted. No one has reached the 5th stage yet, but it will be soon. Luo Tian smiled at Bulma. Another moment of silence. Then tell me, what kind of strength will the 5th stage be? Bulma asked. What kind of strength? Luo Tian scratched his head. Anyway, in the 2nd stage, you can easily shatter the entire universe with a wave of your hand. Bulma didn't want to talk anymore. Can the entire universe be shattered? Don't make trouble, okay? You can shatter planets. I might believe that, after all, that Vegeta also has the ability to destroy the Earth, but you said you could shatter the entire universe. That would be ridiculous. Well. Anyway, Luo Tian said such exaggerated words not once or twice, so I just pretended not to hear them. Can the rudimentary, free-spirited, defeat Vegeta? Bulma asked. Look. Luo Tian smiled. Far away. We're going to the Kamin house soon. Come on, Gohan. Krillin greeted. Yes, yes. Sun Wuhan nodded. Just after the two had just finished speaking, they suddenly felt that something was wrong behind them. What's going on? Why did I suddenly feel Wukong's aura drop sharply, and I almost can't sense his aura? Kellen stopped suddenly. Dad, was Dad defeated by him? Son Gohan's face changed color. What's the problem? Just now it was clearly Wukong's breath that had a great advantage. Kellen looked puzzled. Realm Star, Wukong. What are you doing? King Kai was also a little confused. If you continue to use Triple Realm Fist, you will definitely be able to destroy Vegeta, although you will be seriously injured. At least you can get rid of this guy. Why did you suddenly dissipate your energy? Battle scene. I can see that your body is already very tired. From the numbers on the detector, it can be seen that your combat effectiveness is still declining. Vegeta laughed. Monkey King didn't answer, and went to feel the mountainous area and the natural scenery here silently. The combat power is 900, 800, 700, still declining. Vegeta smiled. Brighter and brighter. Call. Sun Wukong took a deep breath. The combat power is 100. Vegeta smiled even more. Now I can kill you with a wave of my hand. Is the combat power 100? So, I still can't cultivate enough? Sun Wukong gritted his teeth, calmed down again, and went to understand the mountainous area, and then asked, hey, what is my current combat power? It's still 100. Vegeta snorted. Stop playing tricks on me. Since your combat power has dropped to this level, then I'll give you a ride. Saying that, Vegeta pointed his finger at Son Goku's body. Chapter 43 Continuing to use Zizai. Chapter 43 Continuing to use Zizai. Call out. A powerful energy shot out from Vegeta's finger and went straight to where Monkey King was. A scene that surprised Vegeta happened. I saw Sun Wukong gently turning his side to avoid the attack of this energy. Immediately afterwards, Monkey King appeared behind Vegeta in an instant. What? Vegeta was stunned. What's happening here? Why is his speed so fast? His combat strength is clearly only 100. Vegeta's reaction was also extremely fast, and he kicked towards Monkey King behind him with a fierce kick. Goku dodged Vegeta's attack with ease. Boom, Monkey King slapped him with a slap, directly on Vegeta's body with a muffled sound. Vegeta was shot flying, and his body hit the rocks behind him heavily. Boom, Vegeta was furious and immediately soared into the sky. Damn. This shameless cockroach must have discovered that my detector is malfunctioning, so he used his combat power to influence my judgment. Vegeta was so angry that his nose was crooked. Crack. Immediately afterwards, Vegeta tore off the detectors on the eyes and smashed them to pieces. Disappear with this planet. Vegeta's energy surged wildly, aiming at Monkey King below. Sun Wukong's face changed color. Oops, here's to trouble. Should I switch to Kaioken? My Jiyi still has no way to release the Qigong wave. Hateful. This guy. Do not care. The Qigong wave of Triple Realm King Fist. Sun Wukong condensed powerful energy in his hands. My afterburner is extremely powerful. You die to me. Vegeta roared, and the Qigong wave in his hand bombarded in the direction of Monkey King. Came Pai Qigong wave. Sun Wukong didn't hesitate at all, and released the Qigong wave at that time, bombarding the sky. Boom, the two energies met in the air, and an extremely powerful aura erupted. What? So similar to my booster? Vegeta was stunned, gritted his teeth and increased the energy output. Sun Wukong also used all his breastfeeding strength. Both of them tried their best to release their energy. After all, Sun Wukong was a little weaker, and the Qigong wave was gradually suppressed. Quadruple. Sun Wukong gritted his teeth and released the quadruple realm king fists. Boom. Powerful energy burst out from Monkey King's body. In an instant, an extremely vast impact directly shot up into the sky, swallowing Vegeta. Inside. It was also Vegeta's life that was overwhelmed by the edge of the Qigong wave. Qigong Bo flew into the sky with Vegeta, and disappeared in a flash. Oh. Sun Wukong was panting heavily, his body was exhausted to the extreme. At the same time, Sun Wukong felt that his whole body seemed to be falling apart, and he was indescribably uncomfortable. This is too bad, the force is too strong. There is no way to use Zizai. I'm sorry, Luo Tian. Sun Wukong smiled wryly. Has Wukong won? Bulma asked Luo Tian hastily. And not yet, Vegeta is not dead yet. Luo Tian shook his head. No way? Can this be beaten to death? Is this guy immortal? Bulma was shocked again. This guy Vegeta has been looking for me and wants me to serve him. I'm thinking, should I go over and clean him up? Let him do things for me. Luo Tian rested his chin and thought. Bulma, let's talk about it later. Luo Tian smiled. Battle seemed great. Wukong. Well done. Yakalob said happily, and quickly appeared beside Monkey King. Yakalob? Why are you here? Sun Wukong froze for a moment. Didn't you notice it? Yaki Luobei chuckled. You were fighting that guy just now, and it's normal for me not to notice it. But let alone, it's amazing that you can beat such a powerful guy away. Saying that, Yaki Luobei stepped forward and patted Monkey King on the back. Sun Wukong let out a miserable cry. What's the matter with you? Akalob asked. I used a trick that my body couldn't bear. Sun Wukong said weakly. Oh? It turns out that this is not an ordinary boxing technique. Yaki Luobei pondered. I said, Yaki Luobei, you'd better get out of here quickly. Sun Wukong said with a wry smile. What do you mean? Yaki Luobei's face changed color. Could it be that guy? Yes, he is still alive. If he was killed so easily, he wouldn't have to spend so much effort. Monkey King smiled. But it's okay, you are much stronger than him. Yakaluabai laughed. As I said just now, my body can't take it any longer. I'm afraid the blow just now is considered the limit. Monkey King looked up at the sky. Really? Yaki Luobei felt that the whole person was not well, and quickly waved to Monkey King. Then let's do this first. I have to leave first. After Yaki Rob finished speaking, he fled immediately. Above the sky, Son Goku's Qigong wave pushed Vegeta and flew above the clouds. Vegeta exerted all his breastfeeding strength, and finally broke free from the Qigong wave. Vegeta's forehead was bulging with blue veins, and endless anger was written on his face. This bastard. Vegeta yelled angrily, why can Kakarot surpass me in combat power? I am the number one Saiyan fighter. I will never lose to an inferior fighter. Kakarot, you wait for me till I will become a giant ape. Let you feel the feeling. What is to spare? Saying that, Vegeta looked around for the moon. However, Vegeta searched around, but did not see where the moon was. What the hell? In order to wipe out everyone on this planet as soon as possible, I deliberately chose the day of the full moon to come. In order to defeat Kakarot, I must transform into a great ape. It really annoys me. Where is the moon? Science, don't bother. The moon has long since ceased to exist. The King of Kai laughed. That fellow Piccolo has already destroyed the moon. However, King Kai is a little puzzled now. Wukong's aura suddenly disappeared just now, but his strength suddenly increased a lot. What's going on here? How strange. It's just that the current situation is not very good. Wukong doesn't have much strength anymore. Even if the Saiyan doesn't turn into a giant ape, Wukong still can't escape the crisis. Fortunately, that Saiyan's energy is also weakening, but he can be attacked with vitality bullets. Luo Tian, what is that Vegeta doing? Is he looking for the moon? He wants to become a giant ape. Bulma asked. Yes. Luo Tian nodded. By the way, what about the moon? I forgot about the moon. I haven't seen the moon for a while. Bulma also looked around, looking for the moon. The moon has been destroyed by Piccolo, so there's no need to look for it anymore. Luo Tian replied. Is the moon gone? Bulma wiped his sweat. Our Earth's moon? What kind of evil is this made? It was destroyed by Gixianren a long time ago, and now it is destroyed again. The sky gradually dimmed. It was almost dusk at this time. Sun Wukong just looked up at the sky. What is this guy Vegeta doing? Why don't you come down? Is it fun in the sky? Vegeta, I get it. This beast is driving me crazy. Kakarot must have destroyed the moon beforehand, bastards. I'm furious as forget it. There is no other way, although doing so will reduce combat effectiveness. Wait, I want to make that guy. Feel endless fear. Call out. Vegeta quickly fell from the sky and landed on the opposite side of Monkey King. Monkey King looked at Vegeta with a vigilant expression, also thinking about how to fight. It seems that if you want to defeat this guy, you can only use vitality bullets. The freedom Luo Tian taught me is probably not easy to use now. My current body can only gather vitality to play. Hey, Kakarot, do you think you can sleep peacefully by destroying the moon? Vegeta shouted to the moon. I don't understand what you're talking about. Monkey King was confused. Don't pretend there. Vegeta said coldly, let me tell you the mystery of why you will transform when you see the full moon. Transformation? What do you mean? Monkey King was stunned. You know that moonlight is the result of sunlight reflected on the moon, right? When sunlight hits the moon, it emits an electromagnetic wave that can reach 1,700 million Hz when the moon is full. Vegeta explained, after the eyes absorb electromagnetic waves above 1,700 million Hz, they will react to the tail, and then begin to transform. Sun Wukong, what are you talking about? I don't understand at all. What are electromagnetic waves? What is 1,700 million Hz? What are you doing? What do you mean by that? There are moons around the planets in the universe, regardless of their size, but only when the moon is full can they emit electromagnetic waves exceeding 1,700 million Hz. Vegeta continued, however, only scions can create artificial small full moons exceeding 1,700 million Hz, as long as the oxygen on this planet is mixed into this energy ball. As Vegeta said, a golden energy bomb suddenly appeared in his hand. I kept you waiting, Kakarot, your time of death is here. Vegeta said out of breath. Gathering the artificial full moon consumed a lot of his energy. I, an elite fighter, shouldn't have fought against an inferior fighter like you, because I would lose my identity. Vegeta smiled. You should feel honored now. Ho. Vegeta gasped heavily. Chapter 44. Chapter 44. What the hell is he doing? After he released that energy bomb, his aura also dropped significantly. I still don't understand. Sun Wukong looked confused. Call out. With a big wave of Vegeta's hand, he directly threw the energy bullet condensed in his hand into the sky. What is that? Sun Wukong was puzzled. Bloom, my moon. Vegeta yelled loudly. Snapped. Suddenly, a full moon appeared in the sky. What the hell are you doing? That thing. Monkey King was speechless for a while. You should regret not having a tail, Kakarot. Vegeta said, his eyes fixed on the artificial full moon in the sky. Sun Wukong seemed to realize something suddenly. His expression changed again and again. Roar. In the next moment, black hair suddenly grew on Vegeta's face, his mouth protruded outward, revealing sharp fangs, and his pupils became red. Ow. Vegeta raised his head to the sky and screamed, beating his chest with his fists. Sun Wukong was stunned. Ha. How about Kakarot? Are you finished now? Vegeta laughed. Sun Wukong was completely stunned. How did it become like this? Do you still play transformation? It's terrible now. Sun Wukong had a bad premonition. Far away, what is that? There is a powerful evil aura that is rising. Kellen trembled all over. Father's aura hasn't increased. Dad's aura has decreased just now, but I don't know why it suddenly increased. Sun Wuhan also didn't understand that evil aura is too strong. What happened? Kellen scratched his head. Father. No, I want to go back. Sun Wuhan gritted his teeth. Where are you going? Back to Wukong? Krillin asked. Father's life will be in danger. He will die if this continues. Sun Wuhan said in a deep voice, but that guy is very powerful. We are no match for him at all. Kellen also clenched his fists. I can't care about that much anymore. I have to go back. After Sun Wuhan finished speaking, he turned and flew towards the direction where Sun Wukong and Vegeta were fighting. Wait a minute, Gohan, I'll go too. Krillin chased after him. Great ape monster? After seeing the huge image of Vegeta, Sun Wukong seemed to think of something suddenly, and figures appeared in his mind. Wukong, there are giant ape monsters appearing on the night of the full moon. You must not go outside. It is safest to sleep at home. Old Gohan said to Sun Wukong, I made your tail disappear, and it won't regenerate even from today, in the hope that it won't bring you a lot of trouble, and I also hope that the moon on our Earth can come back. Tianchen said. Sun Wukong suddenly realized. Finally, I understand, what a terrible thing to do. Unexpectedly, I trampled Grandpa to death. I am also the monster who made a big fuss about the world's #1 martial arts tournament. I'm sorry, Grandpa, if I die, I will apologize to you in another world. But this guy has a lot of energy, I'm afraid I'm no match for him. By the way, after becoming a giant ape, the combat power will be 10 times that of usual. Vegeta smiled. What? Sun Wukong's face was pale. Take it, Kakarot. Vegeta's huge fist slammed down on Monkey King like a mountain. Monkey King quickly jumped to the side, dodging Vegeta's attack. It's just that Vegeta's speed was faster, and he kicked Monkey King in the air with a kick. Monkey King bounced a few times on the ground, and then lay down on the ground, finding it difficult to move. Ha ha ha. Vegeta laughed wildly, and rushed towards Monkey King again. King Fist. Sun Wukong gritted his teeth, unleashed the Realm King Fist again, and soared into the sky. Boom, Vegeta's tail was like a whip, and it was heavily drawn on Monkey King. Monkey King rolled several somersaults in the air and almost fell to the ground. What about Kakarot? You can't beat me. Vegeta laughed wildly. Damn it. This guy is so flexible, I don't even have time to gather energy. Sun Wukong looked distressed. I'm afraid the 5 times Realm King Fist is of no use to him. Vegeta came flying again. Zizai. Sun Wukong gritted his teeth and quickly displayed his Zizai show. Goku dodged Vegeta's attack immediately. This brat. The speed is quite flexible. Vegeta was a little surprised. However, no matter how flexible your speed is, it's not 130 points worse than my giant ape transformation. Boom, Vegeta's big hand grabbed Sun Wukong. Sun Wukong gritted his teeth and tried his best to dodge through Zizai. Jiyi, this little fly, see how I deal with you. Vegeta was furious, and waved his big hand again, trying to slap Monkey King from the air. Son Goku once again showed his freedom and dodged Vegeta's attack. Immediately afterwards, Son Goku kicked Vegeta's arm fiercely. Humph, is this your attack? It doesn't seem to be a big deal. Vegeta smiled lightly, but he didn't feel anything. Damn it. I can't get enough of my self-cultivation and my attack is not effective against him. Sun Wukong gritted his teeth. I can't go on like this, I will be defeated by him sooner or later, and my body is no longer allowed to continue to perform tricks. This time it really hit the limit. There is no way. Sun Fist. When Monkey King saw Vegeta charging towards him again, he immediately put his hands on both sides of his cheeks. Suddenly, with Sun Wukong's head as the center, an extremely dazzling light radiated outward. Vegeta was caught off guard and unfortunately got hit. My eyes. Vegeta exclaimed, taking advantage of this opportunity. Monkey King quickly flew away from the scene and landed on a big rock in the distance. Immediately afterwards, Monkey King raised his arms. Earth, see, all living objects, please give me some of your vitality. Monkey King said weakly. Fortunately, it doesn't take much effort to condense vitality bombs, otherwise, I really have nothing to do with him. Damn. This bastard actually shook my eyes. Vegeta was furious. Soon, Vegeta's vision gradually returned to normal. This bastard. Where did you go? Vegeta looked around, looking for Monkey King. Damn it. The detector disappeared again at this critical moment. You shouldn't have destroyed the detector just now. However, you can't escape. I can vaguely sense your breath. Not good. He's going to find me. Monkey King was shocked. Almost done. The vitality bomb is about to be completed by me. I found you. Go to hell. Vegeta roared, and a powerful energy shot out from his mouth, covering it in the direction of Monkey King. Sun Wukong was stunned. Boom, accompanied by an earth-shattering loud noise. Monkey King was directly knocked to the ground by the powerful energy. Damn. I didn't expect this guy to attack so quickly. I miscalculated. Monkey King gritted his teeth and got up from the ground. This time it was nerve-wracking, and the energy bullets that had been condensed with great difficulty dissipated. Humph, you stubborn guy. Vegeta snorted. I can tell that you are close to your limit. It's over. I really have no hope of winning this time. Monkey King smiled wryly. I'm going to trample you to death, Kakarot. Vegeta stepped on Sun Wukong with his big feet. Sun Wukong hurriedly dodged with all his strength. Boom, with a wave of his hand, Vegeta slapped Monkey King directly on the mountain like a fly. Monkey King rolled down from the mountain. Crack, Vegeta's big foot stepped on it. Only a crisp sound was heard, and Sun Wukong's left leg was shattered and fractured on the spot. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm really sorry. Your legs were trampled by me. Vegeta laughed. Sun Wukong let out a miserable cry. Then, this time I'm going to break your heart. Vegeta stretched out a finger and poked at Sun Wukong's heart. You should be proud that you died at the hands of an elite fighter like me. I failed completely, the gap between us is too big. Sun Wukong smiled bitterly. I am very happy to fight with you, but I am not reconciled to dying like this. Long-winded. Go to hell. Vegeta was too lazy to listen to Monkey King talking so much nonsense, and quickly dropped his fingers. Zizai. Sun Wukong shouted. It snapped. At this critical moment, Monkey King's body suddenly avoided Vegeta's attack. Immediately afterwards, Sun Wukong condensed a powerful energy in his right hand and directly bombarded Vegeta's eyes. Vegeta screamed in pain, covering his eyes. Hey, I've really reached my limit this time. Sun Wukong chuckled. Now I don't even have the strength to wipe off my sweat, so you can do whatever you want. Damn. You inferior warrior. How dare you hang flowers on my face? Vegeta resisted the sharp pain in his eyes, and grabbed Monkey King's body with his big hands. I'm going to crush you into meat and make buns for the dogs. Sun Wukong let out a miserable cry. Luo Tian. Now Wukong is going to die. Hurry up and think of a way. Bulma was anxious. Well. Luo Tian smiled. Don't you know how to heal? Find a way to secretly treat Goku in the past. Bulma suggested. Goku is a Saiyan and is on the verge of death. As you said, his combat power will be greatly improved after he is reborn. At that time, he must be able to defeat the current Vegeta, right? Chapter 45. This matter is related to Beerus. Chapter 45. This matter is related to Beerus. Oh, Bulma, I didn't expect you to learn to use your brain. Luo Tian said with a smile. However, if it's dangerous, forget it. I don't want you to die because of this. Bulma said, but if Wukong is killed by him, the whole Earth will be in crisis. Okay, then I'll take a trip. Luo Tian nodded, snapped. Luo Tian took back the scepter. Shoo. In just a split second, Luo Tian turned into a flame as bright as a diamond, appearing at the scene of the battle. Hey, Vegeta, enough is enough. Luo Tian greeted Vegeta. Vegeta froze for a moment, then looked down at Luo Tian. Who are you? Vegeta held Monkey King tightly with both hands, and asked Luo Tian again, I'm the treatment you're looking for, don't you remember me? Luo Tian smiled slightly. When you were 3 years old, you challenged me, but I beat you up. Vegeta was stunned. 3 years old, huh? Why does this person look so familiar? White hair, silver white hair. This unique hair color seems to be Luo Tian of our planet Vegeta, the chief of guards. Yes, I remember that he was the head of the bodyguard, and he was considered to have a very high position on planet Vegeta back then. But, isn't planet Vegeta destroyed? This guy is still alive, are you? That guard chief Luo Tian? Vegeta asked. Yeah, you finally remembered. Luo Tian smiled. Sun Wukong was stunned. What do you mean? What is a chief of guard? How do I feel that Luo Tian and Vegeta know each other? What is happening? I'm not mistaken. Are you really the head of the bodyguard, Luo Tian? Vegeta groaned, his scarlet eyes widened. You're still alive? So you came to Earth a long time ago, right? Yeah. Luo Tian nodded. You can understand it that way. It's really rare. I didn't expect that besides Kakarot, there are living Saiyans on the Earth. Vegeta smiled lightly. Let go of Wukong first. Luo Tian greeted. What? Luo Tian, did you come here to plead with this guy? Vegeta snorted. Instead of letting go of Monkey King, he squeezed it hard. What? Sun Wukong let out a miserable seer. By the way, I heard that there is a person named Luo Tian who can heal you. Could it be you? Vegeta looked at Luo Tian with a smile. It's me, you're right. Luo Tian said. A scepter suddenly appeared in his hand. Bulma's homie. Bulma looked bewildered. What about people? How about you, Luo Tian? Where have you been? Why can't I find you? Also, why is this projection missing? What? Vegeta couldn't help being stunned for a moment after seeing the scepter in Luo Tian's hand. What is that? Why have I never seen it? Actually, what I want to tell you is that the destruction of planet Vegeta was not caused by the impact of a meteorite, but by Frieza himself. Luo Tian sighed. I didn't tell anyone about such important news, but I told you on purpose. Vegeta frowned. Put down the butcher's knife, become a Buddha immediately, and turn around, Vegeta. Luo Tian said. Vegeta, what are you talking about? Who is right with you, you said. Frieza destroyed planet Vegeta? Vegeta snorted and asked. I just asked why he did it. Have you ever heard of a Super Saiyan? That's right, Frieza was afraid that some of the Saiyans would become a Super Saiyan, so he destroyed Planet Vegeta. Luo Tian said, actually, what I want to say is that this incident has something to do with Beerus. Do you believe it, Beerus? Who is it? Vegeta had already forgotten who Beerus was, so forget it, let's talk about Beerus later. Luo Tian smiled and said, let him go quickly. What? If you are really the chief guard, Luo Tian, you should know my identity. As a Saiyan, you should obey my orders unconditionally. Vegeta snorted, you said that you were always so arrogant, so it's not good. Luo Tian shook his head, forget it, I'll treat Wukong first, snapped. As Luo Tian said, a healing flame immediately emerged from the crystal ball on the scepter in his hand. The healing flame covered Sun Wukong's body immediately. Sun Wukong's injury was rapidly recovering at a speed visible to the naked eye at the same time. Sun Wukong's aura is constantly growing. What? This guy's energy is skyrocketing. Not good. You really can heal. Vegeta was shocked, and almost without the slightest hesitation, the huge tail swept towards Luo Tian's position. Snapped, Luo Tian stretched out a finger and easily blocked Vegeta's tail. What? Vegeta was stunned up. I swiped my tail, and this guy caught it with one finger. When did the chief guard become so powerful? I do not believe. King Fist. Sun Wukong also immediately exploded with his own powerful energy. Snapped. The next moment, Monkey King broke free from Vegeta's shackles, and kicked heavily on Vegeta's chest. Puff, blood spurted from Vegeta's mouth, and the whole person couldn't stop backing up, and sat down on the ground. Snapped, Luo Tian waved his hand immediately. The artificial full moon in the sky disappeared. Vegeta's body also shrank rapidly and returned to its original form. Luo Tian, thank you so much, you helped a lot at this critical moment. Sun Wukong breathed a sigh of relief, feeling the energy surge in his body, and his face was full of surprises. I think my strength has been greatly improved. Is this the special physique of a Saiyan? Yeah. Luo Tian nodded, looking at Vegeta again. His face turned pale. Vegeta, you are finished. Monkey King said to Vegeta, I'm not reconciled. Vegeta shouted, I'm going to kill you. As Vegeta said, the breath on his body exploded again, and he flew towards Monkey King. Snapped, Vegeta hit Sun Wukong with a powerful punch. It's just that Monkey King blocked Vegeta's attack with a slight raise of his hand. This rebirth, Sun Wukong's combat power directly soared to a height of 2. On the contrary, Vegeta at this time is almost at the end of his battle. His combat power has dropped sharply, and he can only survive by a 1000. What? How could this be? Vegeta was stunned, but Vegeta soon understood it immediately afterwards. Vegeta immediately looked at Luo Tian, who was not far away. What are you looking at? Luo Tian asked with a smile. Vegeta, as I said, it's time to turn around, and it's still too late. Luo Tian held his chin and muttered, I'm even thinking about whether to give you a treatment, so that you can decide the winner again. Not if you can completely heal my injuries, I can guarantee that even if I defeat Kakarot, I will leave this planet immediately. Vegeta thought about it, and quickly said to Luo Tian, how is it? We are both Saiyans, but I am reborn on the verge of death, and the combat power I can improve will definitely surpass Kakarot. The reason is very simple, because I am a genius fighter. Really? Luo Tian smiled slightly, trust me. Vegeta said, please believe me, when my injury is completely healed, I will arrest you and let you serve me willingly. Well, that's it. By the way, kill all the people on Earth. Of course, I will give special treatment to Kakarot and torture him to death. As for Vegeta's thoughts, Luo Tian already knew it clearly. Wukong, what do you think? Luo Tian turned to look at Monkey King. Do you want to fight this guy again? Okay, it was really not very enjoyable just now. I am willing to fight him again. Monkey King nodded, but this time, I don't want you to use the Realm King Fist. Luo Tian said, even if you are severely injured by him, don't use the Realm King Fist. Can you promise me? It's really nerve-wracking not to use the Realm King Fist. Monkey King scratched his head and quickly made up his mind. Okay, then let me use Zizai from the beginning. Snapped, Luo Tian stopped talking nonsense and directly hit Vegeta with the healing flame. Suddenly, Vegeta's injury quickly recovered. You guys continue, I won't interfere here, come on. Luo Tian smiled, turned into a bright light, and disappeared in a flash. Vegeta, Sun Wukong, both of them looked at each other silently. Kakarot, let's start. This time I will beat you to the north, south, east, and north. Vegeta grinned grimly. Call. Monkey King took a deep breath, and immediately dissipated the energy from his body. It's getting more and more interesting. So you learned from this guy. Vegeta smiled, yes. Sun Wukong was ready to fight. Let me tell you, what is a chief guard? Vegeta snorted. The so-called chief guard is considered an elite warrior among Saiyans. Back then, each guard had a combat power of more than 8,000, and our chief guard is said to have a combat power of more than 1. But as time goes on, his combat power may have been greatly improved over the years. Really? Sun Wukong was not very interested in these. I guess this guy's combat power has reached at least 3, and it may reach a height of 5. Vegeta began to estimate Luo Tian's combat power. Vegeta turned into a giant ape. Although the combat power has increased by 10 times, there is not much energy left at that time. That's why Vegeta has an estimate of this value. Chapter 46 King of Kai, has time turned back? Chapter 46 King of Kai, has time turned back? I didn't expect Luo Tian to be a Saiyan. Sun Wukong smiled. However, I think you may have underestimated him. Prepare to die. Kako wrote. Vegeta sneered, and the energy on his body exploded crazily. Realm Star. Kaio rubbed his eyes vigorously. What's the situation? What's the situation on Earth? When I went to the toilet, why did it feel like the game was reloaded? Why both Goku and that Saiyan fully recovered from their injuries? Moreover, it seemed that the two of them wanted to fight again. How did this happen? The king of the world is a little suspicious of life. I clearly remembered just now that Vegeta turned into a giant ape and grabbed Goku in his hands, trying to crush him to death. What did I miss? Far away, Sun Wuhan and Kellen also came quickly after seeing the situation of Monkey King and Vegeta. The two were also a little confused. Am I not mistaken? Gohan. Krillin scratched his head. Why do I feel that Vegeta's aura is getting stronger? Father's breath is indeed getting weaker and weaker, almost gone. Sun Wuhan's face changed color. No, Wukong is still standing there well. It seems that he is not injured at all. Kellen pointed to Monkey King in the distance. Sun Wuhan couldn't figure it out either. Bang bang bang. The next moment, Monkey King and Vegeta fought fiercely again. According to the agreement, Sun Wukong did not use the King of the World fist this time, but displayed the extreme will of freedom. What? What kind of trick is this? The King of the Realm was confused again. Why not use Kaiwang Fist immediately? Boom. After Sun Wukong's ultimate intention of freedom was displayed, he easily dodged Vegeta's attack, and slapped him on the chest suddenly. Vegeta staggered, backed up quickly, and almost fell to the ground, but soon, Vegeta adjusted his figure and rushed towards Monkey King again. Boom. Sun Wukong turned slightly to one side, avoiding Vegeta's attacking fist, then grabbed his arm, and hit Vegeta's abdomen heavily with his elbow. Puff. Vegeta spurted blood from his mouth, disbelief written all over his face. Oh, is Zizai so powerful? Sun Wukong also looked at his hands in surprise. What's going on here? Vegeta was confused, and now I can more or less sense the breath of the other party. I can clearly sense that his breath strength is not even at the same level as mine, but why can't I beat him? No. I will never lose to you, an inferior fighter. Vegeta shouted angrily, raising his energy to the extreme. Bang bang bang. Vegeta launched a fierce attack on Son Goku. Sun Wukong responded calmly. Moreover, as the battle continued, Monkey King suddenly discovered that the more he used his free mind, the more proficient he became. Boom. Monkey King flew up and kicked Vegeta's chest on the spot. Vegeta flew backwards, rubbing against the ground, leaving a long trail on the ground. Boom. Vegeta slammed heavily against a rock behind him. The stone collapsed, burying Vegeta inside. Wow, Vegeta was furious, and the aura surged out of his body crazily, directly raising this area to the ground. Damn. I can't spare you. Vegeta glared at Monkey King. How could I lose to you, an inferior fighter? You can't even beat me. Do you still want to challenge Luo Tian? I advise you to stop dreaming. Monkey King looked calm. Afterburner. Vegeta suddenly ejected a powerful energy bomb from his hand. The energy bomb roared in the direction of Monkey King. Sun Wukong flashed Zizai Jiyi lightly, and just dodged the attack of the afterburner so lightly. At the same time, Sun Wukong increased his speed to the extreme, and his figure appeared behind Vegeta in a flash. Boom. Son Goku punched Vegeta hard in the back of the heart. Puff. Blood spurted out of Vegeta's mouth, and a standard dog-eat dash action came at that time. Damn. 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 Vegeta growled. Bulma's home, huh? Luo Tian? Where did you go just now? Why did you disappear all of a sudden? Bulma couldn't help but rubbed his eyes when he saw Luo Tian, who had returned. Didn't you tell me to save Wukong? So I went. Luo Tian said, throwing the scepter casually, snapped. A holographic image was also immediately projected on the crystal ball above the scepter. In the image is the scene of Monkey King beating Vegeta. You won't really go, will you? Bulma was speechless, her eyes widened with disbelief. Otherwise, what do you think? Luo Tian smiled. Bulma looked carefully at the hologram again. Not right, Goku is back to true, but that Vegeta seems to have recovered too. Let them both recover, so they are opponents. Luo Tian smiled slightly. So I also healed Vegeta's injury. Bulma, battle scene, what happened? The physical strength and injuries of the two of them seem to have fully recovered. Yakiluobai was also a little confused at this time. I just went over there to take a urinate. Why did I become like this when I came back? I always feel like I'm back in time before they started fighting. Also, one of the Saiyan's eyes was clearly beaten by Wukong and was about to go blind. Why is it better now? Especially Goku's clothes. I'll go, it's recovered well. The same goes for the Saiyan armor. It's not just Yakiluobai who is confused here, even Kellen and Sun Wuhan are two-footed monks. Who can't figure it out, but the two sides met soon. Aki Rob. Kellen was stunned. Who is it? Sun Wuhan was taken aback. Gohan, he's one of his own. Krillin explained, and asked, Akarobe, have you been here all this time? That's right. Yaki Rob nodded. Do you know what happened just now? Kellen asked quickly. I'm sorry to tell you that I went to the toilet just now, and it became like this when I came back. Yakelwob replied, Son Gohan, Krillin, the chain is dropped at a critical moment. It gives me the feeling that the two of them are fighting again. Kellen pondered. Yachirobe nodded vigorously. You can see it too. I thought it was my illusion. Chapter 47 Wukong, Freedom of Mind is really easy to use. Chapter 47 Wukong, Freedom of Mind is really easy to use. What happened? Kellen scratched his head. A father seems to have the upper hand now. Sun Wuhan said, Fortunately, this is the most fortunate thing. Kellen nodded, but the strange thing is that Wukong's aura seems to have become very weak, but Dad didn't lose to him. Sun Wuhan replied. Wukong's breath has weakened, and his energy has also decreased. Kellen pondered, however, Wukong's strength has been greatly enhanced. What's going on here, don't even you know? Yaki Rob asked. Clint fell silent. If I knew, would I still be so confused? I didn't expect Zizai to be so easy to use. Sun Wukong was very excited. Hovuvu, Vegeta was out of breath from exhaustion, his face changed again and again. How can this be? I will never lose to a lowly fighter like you, snapped. Vegeta gritted his teeth, and when he raised his hand, there was already a gleaming golden energy ball in his hand. What? This is... Sun Wukong's face changed slightly. Bloom, my moon. Vegeta didn't hesitate at all, and directly threw the energy bomb high into the sky. Immediately, a golden light radiated from the energy bomb, which was particularly eye-catching at dusk. Not good. This is an artificial full moon. Monkey King's expression changed again and again. Roar, Vegeta transformed into a black gorilla. Zizai? In the face of absolute strength, it is impossible for you to defeat me. Vegeta roared, stepped forward with his big feet, and stepped on Monkey King. Monkey King hurriedly dodged sideways, but soon, Vegeta's other big hand grabbed down violently. Monkey King was shocked and jumped to dodge in a hurry. Vegeta snorted, stretched out his paw, and slapped it down. This time, Sun Wukong was in midair, although he had already mastered the most elementary level of freedom according to Luo Tian's classification, but he was really unable to escape. Boom, Vegeta's paw landed on Son Goku. Monkey King was like a cannonball, it was smashed from the air at that time, and left a hole on the ground. Kakarot, you have today too? Vegeta laughed wildly, and when he said this, he stepped on his big foot and stepped on Monkey King. Sun Wukong gritted his teeth and rolled quickly on the ground. Boom, Vegeta's big foot stepped on Monkey King's side, and the trembling ground shook for a while. It's quite flexible, Kakarot. Vegeta snorted and stepped forward again. I step on, I step on, I step on, I trampled to death, you lowly soldier. Monkey King kept rolling on the ground. Immediately afterwards, Monkey King soared into the sky, condensing energy with his hands, and aimed at Vegeta's body. However, Sun Wukong's condensed energy directly switched to an ordinary energy form. Sun Wukong's strength is greatly reduced. Boom. Vegeta slapped Monkey King with a backhand. Call out. Sun Wukong was drawn upside down and flew out. Not far away. Oops. Wukong is going to lose to him. What's going on with this guy? Why did he suddenly become so huge? Yaki Rob said in surprise, by the way, he just became like this just now. Tail. That's right. Tail. As long as you cut off his tail, he can recover. Kellen had an idea. Tail? Sun Wukong was also taken aback for a moment. In this way, Gohan and Yaki Rob will attract his attention in the front, and I will try to cut off his tail in the back. Kellen suggested. The two nodded vigorously. A quick. If this continues, Wukong will definitely lose to him. Kellen greeted. Krillin and Son Gohan acted immediately. Yarkalob, don't take me. I'm terrified. I just came here for soy sauce. Boom. Vegeta slapped Monkey King and suspended him into the air. Immediately afterwards, Vegeta punched Monkey King in the air again. Monkey King was hit high above the sky again. As Vegeta said, in the face of absolute energy intensity, the primary version of the free mind practiced by Monkey King is far from enough. After all, at this time, after Vegeta transformed into a giant ape, his combat power had reached a height of nearly 30. Puff, while Monkey King flew upside down, blood spurted wildly from his mouth. How is it, Kakarot? Are you still far behind in your freedom? Vegeta laughed wildly. Snapped. After finishing speaking, Vegeta grabbed forward with his big hand and pinched Monkey King in his hand. Let's continue the plot just now. I remember that I seem to want to crush you into a meat paste and make meat buns to feed the dogs. Vegeta laughed loudly and increased the strength in his hands. Sun Wukong let out a miserable cry. Huh? I seem to sense that someone is nearby. Vegeta was slightly startled and suddenly sensed something. Here. Let my father go. Son Gohan's voice sounded beside Vegeta. Isn't this Kakarot's cub? You came back here to see your father for the last time, right? Vegeta chuckled. You came at the right time. He is about to die, and there will never be another miracle this time. At this time, Krillin had quietly appeared behind Vegeta, and gently raised his hand. Chiyuan slash, a rapidly spinning golden round cake emerged from Kellen's hand. Gohan, get out of here. Sun Wukong cried out in pain. Look carefully, I'll break his neck right now. Vegeta said with a smile, Kakarot, an inferior fighter is still an inferior fighter after all. No matter how hard you try, in front of genius fighters, you will always be completely tortured by me. Although it's somewhat unfair to become a great ape, but who told you not to become a giant ape? Who told you to cut off your tail? Originally, it was one of our skills for scions to become great apes. Well, that's not really unfair. It's a fair fight, because history is always rewritten by the winners. Call out. At this moment, Kigen Jean roared towards Vegeta's body. At this critical moment, Vegeta jumped lightly, dodging Kigen Jean's attack. Clint was taken aback. I feel that there is another person. Vegeta squinted at Clint. You are quite friendly. Not only this little guy is here, but you, the little bald head, are also coming, and you also know about the tail. Sun Wukong was so frightened that his whole body trembled. Kellen is even more bewildered. This is too bad. Let him see us. Moreover, this guy also dodged my Chi Yuan slash. Not only that, but he is still in the form of a giant ape. This is difficult to deal with. Chapter 48 The Tenacious Vegeta. Chapter 48 The Tenacious Vegeta. Don't worry, I'll take care of you after I kill Kakarot. Vegeta chuckled. Boneless home, why did you go back to the scene just now? Luo Tian, you didn't get a TV to fool me, did you? Bulma wiped his sweat. I looked and looked, and it felt like I had watched the same plot twice. Luo Tian, after all, Wukong has too little combat experience. When Vegeta condensed the artificial full moon just now, it should be destroyed. It's good now. Your free will is the most elementary stage. How can you defeat Vegeta, who is 10 times stronger than you? Prepare to die. Kakarot, after all, you lost to me in this battle. Vegeta laughed wildly, and was about to twist Monkey King's head off. You a crack. At this critical moment, Yachirobe flew up and cut off Vegeta's tail with a knife. After landing on the ground, Yakaluabai quickly ran behind a stone and hid. Damn it. There's another one. Vegeta felt that his energy was rapidly dissipating. Shoo. In the blink of an eye, Vegeta returned to normal. Snapped. Monkey King was also thrown to the ground by Vegeta, cutting it off. Ha ha ha. As expected of Yaki Luobe, you really have it. Kellen laughed. Hovuvu. Vegeta gasped heavily, looking at Monkey King again. He gritted his teeth and stood up firmly from the ground. Oops, the body is so badly injured, it's inconvenient to use Zizai. This is troublesome. Monkey King clenched his fists. Boom, Vegeta slammed a punch, directly bombarding Monkey King's chest. Zzg. Sun Wukong dodged on his own, and hit Vegeta's chest heavily with his knee. Puff, Vegeta spurted blood from his mouth, and slapped Monkey King on the face with his backhand. Not good. I was pinched a few times by this guy just now, and my body is almost falling apart, and it is not very smooth to use Zizai. Monkey King wiped the blood on his face. Boom, Vegeta kicked again and kicked Monkey King to the ground. Call out. Immediately afterwards, Vegeta flew up towards the position where Monkey King was, and slammed it with his knee. Sun Wukong gritted his teeth, sideways avoided Vegeta's knee, and used his elbow to hit Vegeta's chest heavily. Puff, Vegeta's pupils narrowed sharply, and his face was extremely ugly. This blow severely injured Vegeta. It's just that Sun Wukong's bones were almost dislocated because of his increased body twist just now. Pavovu, both of them were panting heavily, and there was nothing they could do about each other for a while. Hada, you can't move anymore, Kakarot. Vegeta laughed. Sun Wukong did not say a word. Indeed, my body was extremely heavy. When I twisted just now, I accidentally twisted so hard that my waist seemed to slip away. This is tragic. In order to prevent those guys from making trouble, let me kill them first. Vegeta sneered, and was about to fly in the direction of Son Gohan. Call out. Monkey King grabbed a rock and threw it at Vegeta. Boom, this stone hit Vegeta directly in the back of his heart. Puff, Vegeta spurted blood from his mouth and staggered to the ground. Damn Kakarot. You're already doing this, and you're still messing with me here. Vegeta was furious, and immediately rushed up and grabbed Monkey King, throwing it hard. Monkey King drew an arc in the air and fell heavily on a rocky mountain. After Sun Wukong landed, it was already very difficult to get up. I see you can still move this time? Vegeta snorted, flew up from the air, and stepped on Monkey King's arm. Crack, only the sound of bones breaking came from Monkey King's arm. Sun Wukong suffered a comminuted fracture of his arm. What? Sun Wukong let out a miserable cry. Call out. Vegeta pointed his fingers at Monkey King's legs, and two flames flashed from both hands. Boom, two beams of light hit Sun Wukong's legs, disabling Monkey King's legs. I'd like to see what other methods you can use to resist. Fufufu. Vegeta was also very tired, and because of the injury, his energy was greatly consumed, and he didn't have much physical strength anymore. Monkey King fell to the ground, trembling with pain, gnashing his teeth. I still lost. This guy is so tenacious. I once had the upper hand. This the elite fighter. Now let me get rid of those three little ones, then find a place to recuperate well, and find a chance to catch Luo Tian by the way, and the trip to Earth will be considered a successful end. Vegeta sneered. No, I have to hurry up, in case Luo Tian rushes over. I am no match for him with my current strength. Vegeta flew quickly in the direction of Son Gohan. Gohan, run. Krillin was shocked and shouted hastily. Son Gohan, run. How to run? This guy is so fast, I can't run at all. Son Wuhan was so frightened that his whole body was trembling. Let's get rid of you little bastard first. Vegeta grinned grinningly. Boom, Vegeta punched Son Gohan hard in the chest. Son Wuhan clutched his chest, his face turned pale for a while. How is it? A hybrid of the Earth? How did you perform so poorly with your previous strength? Vegeta chuckled. Hurry up and show your true strength, or you will die. While talking, Vegeta squinted. I saw the bald head approaching at a high speed diagonally behind him. Little bald head, just because you want to sneak attack me. Boom, Vegeta flew up and kicked Krillin's head directly. Bang bang bang. Krillin's body bounced back and forth on the rocky ground, and he almost passed out when he landed. Little bald head, don't you want to die in order? Vegeta chuckled. It's over. This is the worst thing. Yaki Luobe hid behind a stone, shaking with fright. Hey, you trash. Your father is trash, you are trash, and your family is trash. Vegeta felt that it was not enough to relieve his anger, so he grabbed Son Gohan by the collar and slipped up. Boom, Vegeta's head hit Gohan's face hard. Chapter 49. Chapter 49. Ah! Son Wuhan let out a miserable cry. Humph, even though it's trash, the blood is red. Vegeta snorted, just let you die by your father's side, I'm still very kind. Call out, Vegeta throws Gohan away. Boom, Son Wuhan fell beside Son Wukong. Gohan? Son Wukong gritted his teeth, but he found it difficult to move a father. Son Wuhan also struggled desperately. Gohan, Dad is too badly injured and can't move, you can fight instead of me, he is already very weak. Son Wukong said to Gohan, I have seriously injured him several times before this, Kakarot. I didn't expect you to be quite tenacious, and you haven't lost consciousness yet. Vegeta chuckled. In a way, Dad, he's too powerful, I'm no match for him at all. Son Wuhan gritted his teeth. Well, kill Kakarot first, then Kakarot's son, then the bald wild boy just now, and finally the guy who cut off my baby's tail. Vegeta snorted and said lightly. Yakalob was so scared that he hurriedly hid his body. Of this guy, he still remembers me. This is Batty Gohan, it doesn't matter if you can't beat him, you can kill his prestige. Son Wukong said, Your strength is much greater than him now, not to mention Krillin will help you. What? Kellen gritted his teeth and barely stood up from the ground. No, I can't move either. Sun Wuhan shook his head. You bastard. Do you want everyone to die in vain? How did Piccolo teach you? Sun Wukong shouted angrily. Boom, just when Monkey King's voice just fell, Vegeta fell from the sky and hit Monkey King's abdomen heavily with his knee. Sun Wukong's face convulsed, and he felt that he was not well. Sun Wuhan was shocked. You useless bastard, it really took me a lot of effort. Vegeta snorted. Boom, as Vegeta said, he kicked Monkey King on the head again. Luo Tian, can you still treat him? Bulma said while grabbing Luo Tian's arm. Way, treating this kind of thing is extremely energy consuming, and it will be a month later if you want to treat it next time. Luo Tian sighed, are you really using me as therapy? Treating once is loved. It is my duty not to treat you. Moreover, if you depend on me for everything, who will protect this earth? I'm an angel, so I can't take on the responsibility of protecting the whole earth, can I? After all, I'm not looking at a tiny earth. Can it only be used once a month? Bulma's eyes widened. Like my aunt, Luo Tian, you metaphor, I also don't know how to pick it up. What should we do now? Bulma was anxious. Goku and the others will all be killed if this continues. It's too late to start praying now. Luo Tian said. Bulma, a brief silence. If Vegeta can't transform this time, Goku might win. Bulma sighed. Zizai can also be transformed in a certain sense. Luo Tian replied, it's just that Wukong's comprehension is not enough, so there is no way to transform again. Transformation? Bulma was stunned. Is it also the ugly appearance of a gorilla? No. Luo Tian smiled. According to the levels I mentioned, the intermediate level can transform, that is, change one's own image. Intermediate? Transformation? Bulma couldn't figure it out. However, later on, it will return to its original nature. Luo Tian added, what do you mean? Bulma asked, that is to say, the primary and intermediate levels, as well as the Jawa God level, all belong to the form of transformation, and after reaching the true God level and the super God level, the transformation has no meaning, just like my normal state now is the super God level. Luo Tian smiled. Let's not talk about this now, let's pray together. Bulma smiled wryly. Realm Star, the king of the world, also silently looked at Monkey King and others on the earth. It's a pity, it was almost a victory. Kaiwang sighed, but not to mention, Wukong's special move is quite easy to use. It's just that you already know that kind of strange moves. Why do you still come to learn my Kaioken? I just don't understand you. What exactly did Wukong learn? I remember the kid said that once. Now I forgot. Forget it. It doesn't matter anymore. Let's talk about it first. Battle scene. Vegeta is still abusing Son Goku. What a shame, it took so long for me, the most talented elite fighter, to fight an inferior fighter. Fortunately, all the Scions died early, and the only ones who survived were the two of us and that mixed blood. No, there is also the chief guard named Luo Tian. By the way, is Luo Tian a Scion? Probably. If you were not a Scion, how can you be our chief guard? So far so good. If there are more Scions alive, it would be embarrassing for me to spread the word. I trampled to death. You lowly soldier, Vegeta kicked Monkey King hard. Stop it. Sun Wuhan was furious, and the aura from his body surged out crazily. What? Vegeta was taken aback for a moment, then turned to look at Son Gohan behind him. I want to beat you. Son Gohan yelled. Oh? Just rely on you, little bastard? Vegeta looked contemptuous. Wow, a golden flame suddenly burst out from Son Gohan's hands. The golden flame roared towards Vegeta's direction. Vegeta jumped lightly, dodging the energy attack. Boom, Son Gohan attacked quickly and kicked Vegeta heavily. Vegeta flew backwards, disbelief written all over his face. Such a mixed blood from the earth can still hit me, that's abominable. Vegeta quickly adjusted his figure and kicked at Son Gohan. Son Wuhan was hit and flew backwards, but soon Son Gohan gritted his teeth and rushed towards Vegeta. Bang bang bang, Son Gohan attacked Vegeta violently. Kellen, come here. Son Wukong took advantage of this opportunity to greet Klin. Kellen stood up unsteadily, and walked in the direction of Monkey King. Wukong, no, that guy is still powerful, why don't you let Gohan escape? Kellen asked. Chapter 50 Attack, Vitality Bomb. Chapter 50 Attack, Vitality Bomb. Now I will give you all the vitality bullets collected on the earth. Monkey King said to Kellen. What? What are you going to give me? Kellen was stunned. A vital energy bomb. It's the vitality I collected bit by bit from the earth. Although about half of it ran away, there is no problem in dealing with him. Sun Wukong explained, at present, this is the only way to defeat him. What? Kellen was confused. Can you explain it in more detail? I don't understand a bit, hurry up and hold my hand. Sun Wukong said, I still can't understand. Kellen said, you just hold my hand, hurry up. Gohan is about to be beaten to death by him. Sun Wukong urged, just hold your hand? Kellen asked, please. Sun Wukong said, reluctantly raised his hand, and gave the vitality bomb to Klin. Wow, what is this? Kellen was very surprised, and felt a powerful energy emerge from his hands. Put it in the palm of your hand and condense it into a ball. Monkey King said it snapped. According to the method Sun Wukong said, Kellen also suddenly appeared a blue light ball in his hand. Kellen, now you throw your vitality bomb at that guy. No matter what, you must hit him, please. Sun Wukong urged, with my current physical condition, there is no way to make a second vitality bomb. Understood, don't worry, leave it to me. Kellen nodded. Vegeta and Son Gohan also fought to a critical moment. Son Gohan was covered in wounds, and blood flowed, staining his clothes red. This guy is really strong. After fighting with Dad for so long, he still has such great strength. Sun Wuhan gritted his teeth. This kid is not easy. But he is almost at his limit. Vegeta snorted. No, we have to get rid of them quickly. If this continues, how can I deal with that Luo Tian? Hateful, if it doesn't work, you can only return to the universe once. Hey, all of you are not my opponents together, but it's already very good to be able to perform so well. Vegeta grinned. Go to hell. After saying this, Vegeta released clusters of energy flames from his hands. The energy flame bombarded in the direction of Sun Wuhan. Sun Wuhan jumped up quickly. Kellen's eyes lit up. This is the best chance. Call out. Krillin flicked his hand violently, and smashed the vitality in his hand in the direction of Vegeta. Vegeta reacted extremely quickly, and his face changed color after seeing the vitality bomb flying over. What is this? I feel a sense of life. Crisis. Not good. Vegeta didn't hesitate at all, and jumped up reflexively, dodging the attack of the vitality bomb. Gohan, be careful and dodge quickly. Krillin suddenly discovered that after being dodged by Vegeta, the vitality bullet actually rushed in front of Son Gohan. Son Gohan's Uncle Kling, your aim is really accurate. Are you hitting me? Gohan, block it back. The vitality bomb is ours. People who don't have evil spirits can block it back. Monkey King said to Monkey King through telepathy. Sun Wuhan was slightly taken aback. Immediately afterwards, Sun Wuhan closed his eyes, gritted his teeth and pushed forward fiercely. Boom. The vitality bomb bounced back and hit Vegeta in the sky. Vegeta, oops, I can't move. Hateful, fighting this kid just now consumed too much of my energy. Boom. The next moment, the vitality bomb directly hit Vegeta's body. Chilla, blue electric arcs were released from the vitality bomb, and the crying father and mother who gave Vegeta the electricity at that time let out a shrill cry. Call out. Immediately afterwards, the vitality bullet rushed into the sky with Vegeta, and disappeared in a flash hit. Great! Kling exclaimed, ha! Yaki Luo Bei also heaved a sigh of relief, and sat down on the ground. Father. Sun Wuhan also walked over holding the stone. We finally succeeded. Sun Wukong also forced a smile. Do you think we will lose to him? Kellen said with a smile, hey, both of you are injured. Sun Wukong smiled, but your injury is more serious. Kellen said. We won. Bulma was also bouncing excitedly, jumping. Bulma ran to Luo Tian's side and slapped him on the face. Luo Tian, I suspect you did it on purpose. You are eating my tofu. Oh, don't be too happy, he's still alive. Luo Tian smiled. What? Bulma's face changed color. No way, don't scare me. While talking, I saw a figure falling from the sky above the holographic image, and it hit the ground at that time. Falling from such a high place, I'm afraid you will be killed directly? Bulma said. It's a Saiyan. Sun Wuhan was also shocked. It doesn't matter, it's a dead body. Kellen relieved her. With that said, Krillin walked towards Vegeta step by step, talking while walking. This scoundrel. He deserved what he deserved. Kellen snorted, but dig him a grave. Yes, it's your grave? Vegeta suddenly opened his eyes and looked at Klin with a sneer. Kellen turned pale with shock. His complexion turned pale. Sun Wukong was stunned. Sun Wufan is like mourning and examining his concubine Yaki Luo Bei, who was just about to show up, hurriedly hit again. You have caused me so much misery. Do you really think I will die like this? Vegeta snorted and stood up from the ground. Although I have been hit hard, I still have the strength to deal with you. Boom. As Vegeta said, he slapped Kling to the ground with a backhand slap. I'll kill you first, and then restore my strength. Vegeta snorted coldly. Kellen gritted his teeth and got up from the ground. You guys let me use Vegeta's power to the limit. Vegeta said coldly, it's really commendable for you trash to push me, an elite fighter, to this point. But, it's time to end it. Go to hell. Wow, Vegeta said that an extremely powerful energy suddenly surged from his body. Suddenly, with Vegeta as the center, a big explosion occurred. At the scene, a big pit was blown up. Fufufu. Vegeta gasped heavily at this time. Vegeta is really at the end of his battle. Vegeta squinted at the past, and suddenly found that the few people present were still alive. Chapter 51 I Wanna Go, Who Dares to Stop Me? Chapter 51 I Wanna Go, Who Dares to Stop Me? What the hell, with such a huge destructive power, none of these three guys died. Vegeta was so angry that his liver hurt. Not anymore. Should I evacuate first? Don't forget, there is that bastard Luo Tian in the dark. In case Luo Tian treats them. Vegeta shuddered thinking of this. Vegeta really didn't dare to stay on Earth anymore. Vegeta gritted his teeth, tremblingly took out a remote control from his pocket. Vegeta was just about to press a button on the remote when he realized something was wrong behind him. Vegeta turned his head and saw a fat man swinging a knife towards him. Damn it. Vegeta was shocked. It was Yajirobe. Just when Vegeta was distracted, Yajirobe gritted his teeth, stood up bravely, and swung a knife at Vegeta. Shoot. This knife slashed directly on Vegeta's back. Suddenly, Vegeta's armor was split open, and the sword penetrated into his bones. Boom, Vegeta fell from the sky. Yajirobe laughed. Haha, that's great, that's great. You bastard. You deserve it. Go to hell with me. Yajirobe laughed wildly. How? You are not as good as me, Yajirobe, right? Sun Wukong and others did not say a word. The main reason is that the injury is too serious, and I can't speak. Damn it. Vegeta got up from the ground. What? Yajirobe was terrified. I rely on, is this guy immortal? I can still get up after being injured like this. You despicable and shameless guy, you actually sneaked up on me from behind. Vegeta gritted his teeth. I'll kill. Yajirobe was in a hurry, swiping his knife and swept towards Vegeta. Vegeta dodges Yajirobe's attack. Fufufu. Vegeta was really tired. I'll kill. I'll kill. I'll kill. Yajirobe continued to wave the treasured sword in his hand. Snapped. Vegeta grabbed Yajirobe's wrist and slapped his knife to the ground. I'm sorry, it hurts just now. I was joking. I accidentally cut off your tail. Yajirobe hurriedly begged for mercy. Actually, I respect you very much. Let's make friends. Boom, Vegeta flew up and kicked Yajirobe's fat head. Yajirobe rolled several somersaults on the ground, but he stuck his head in a distant stone and almost passed out. No. We can't go on like this. Vegeta gritted his teeth, picked up the remote control lying on the ground, and pressed the button on it. Call out. The spaceship flew towards Vegeta's direction. Damn. I didn't expect that I would leave this planet in such a mess. Vegeta gritted his teeth and said indignantly. Snapped. The spaceship fell from the sky and landed beside Vegeta. Hey, Luo Tian, he's about to run away. Bulma said hurriedly. Is it a little reconciled to let him go like this? Luo Tian asked with a smile. Yeah, how did he beat Wukong and the others? Bulma nodded. Then I'd better go over and warn him. Luo Tian said, taking back the scepter suspended in the air. Call out. Immediately afterwards, Luo Tian turned into a flame as bright as a diamond, which disappeared in an instant. When Bulma reacted, Luo Tian had already left the scene. This guy. He wants to escape. Kellen gritted his teeth and stood up tenaciously. That thing is his spaceship. What? Little bald head, do you still want to stop me? Vegeta squinted at Klin, but didn't pay attention to him. Just because of your appearance, you still want to stop me? Boom, Vegeta punched Krillin in the stomach. Puff, Kellen spurted blood on the spot, slipped backwards, and fell to the ground. Little bastard, I want to go, who can stop me? Vegeta shouted loudly. Kellen gritted his teeth, but couldn't stand up after all. Sun Wuhan also gritted his teeth, but it's a pity that Sun Wuhan was also seriously injured. Not to mention Monkey King, you have performed very well. You should be proud of beating me, an elite fighter, like this. Vegeta snorted, after I recover from my injuries, I will come back and take care of you. Remember me, scumbags. There will be no miracles next time, this nasty bastard. Kellen gritted his teeth. Let me ask again. I'm leaving now, who dares to stop me? Vegeta said loudly. It seems that Vegeta is not very reconciled after saying it again. Who dares to stop me? Vegeta yelled again. Sun Wukong and others did not move. Can't stop. This guy still has such a powerful energy. Snapped. Just after Vegeta said this, there was an extra figure on the scene. It was Luo Tian. What? It's you! Vegeta's face changed color. Vegeta, if you say you want to leave, just leave. Who dares to stop you if you insist on calling? Aren't you looking for smoke? Luo Tian sighed. Oops. Vegeta exclaimed, when did this guy come here? Isn't he gone to a boom? Luo Tian kicked up and kicked Vegeta directly to the ground. Then, Luo Tian pressed his feet on Vegeta's body, rolling on the ground continuously. Clint was stunned. Sun Wuhan also widened his eyes. I'm not mistaken, isn't that guy Bulma's boyfriend? When did he appear here? Yaki Luobei also whispered. Luo Tian? Why is he here? Clint reacted immediately after a short period of sluggishness. Haha, it's amazing, you dare to roll Vegeta like a ball. Who is it? Sun Wuhan asked feebly from the side. His name is Luo Tian, and he's Bulma's boyfriend. No, to be precise, he should be a prospective boyfriend. The two of them haven't confirmed their relationship yet. Kellen lowered his voice. Sun Gohan nodded. To be more detailed, it should be that Bulma has been secretly in love with her. Kellen added, Son Gohan, I'm just a child, you don't have to tell me such details. A full man doesn't know that a hungry man is hungry. I don't have a girlfriend yet. Kellen scratched his head. Uncle Kellen, is this the time to talk about this? Son Gohan wiped his sweat. That's it. That guy Vegeta doesn't have much energy anymore, and we were scared by his aura. Kellen gritted his teeth. I should have gone up and punched him just now, so he can't run away. But it's okay now. I didn't expect Luo Tian to be so brave. He's just a healer. When did you see a healer go up to fight? Chapter 52 Vegeta leaving Earth. Chapter 52 Vegeta leaving Earth. Sun Wuhan was speechless. You're right, Uncle Kling, how can I deal with you? Luo Tian stepped on Vegeta with his feet and rolled vigorously on the ground. Vegeta dared not speak out. I can't kill you, right? Luo Tian murmured. Luo Tian, kill him quickly, there is a knife on the ground. Kellen reminded. Wait a moment. Monkey King suddenly called out. I'm sorry Luo Tian, can you let him go? Sun Wukong said hastily, please forgive my waywardness. Luo Tian smiled, but didn't answer. Wukong, stop joking, he killed so many of our friends, and even plans to kill all the people on the earth. Kellen shouted, if you let him go, he will come back when he recovers, maybe it is. Sun Wukong replied, you have been soft on Piccolo before, but this time you made a big mistake. Kellen gritted his teeth and said, he is not a person like Piccolo. He has no feelings. You should understand this better than me. I know that Vegeta has incomparable strength. Sun Wukong nodded and replied, but I don't know, but I don't want him to die now. If he dies, I always feel very sorry. You say it's a pity? Kellen didn't know how to answer. I practiced with Luo Tian and went to the king of the realm. I feel that my strength is already very strong. Monkey King replied, but there is still a big gap between me and Vegeta. Frankly speaking, I lost. Vegeta, you are so special. If it's just normal, I lost to you. I became a giant ape, so I managed to defeat you. But if I can go back alive, next time I will definitely kill you in a normal way. Although I lost to Vegeta, I felt a very joyful feeling in my heart, just like when I met Piccolo. Monkey King continued, maybe it's because I'm a Saiyan. This bad problem. Clint gritted his teeth. Next time I will try my best to surpass him, even if he becomes a giant ape. I will defeat him. Sun Wukong gritted his teeth. I know it's wrong to do this, but let me deal with him alone. Luo Tian, what do you think? Kellen didn't know how to answer it. Okay, Goku has already talked about this, so let's spare this guy. Luo Tian smiled slightly and kicked Vegeta with a flying kick. Boom, Vegeta flew up to a height and jumped directly into the spaceship. Damn it. Vegeta bared his teeth. However, Vegeta didn't dare to stay here for too long, for fear that Luo Tian would change his mind. It snapped, the spherical spaceship hatch closes. Call out, the spaceship soared into the sky and disappeared without a trace in just an instant. That idiot. What a mistake, why didn't you kill him? Yakaluabai was unwilling. I'm sorry, Kellen. Monkey King apologized quickly. Hey, don't mind, although I feel sorry for the dead friends, maybe there are other ways to revive them. Kellen smiled and turned to look at Luo Tian. By the way, Luo Tian, can you heal us? No. Luo Tian shook his head at Krillin. You answered so simply. Luo Tian came here to heal me once before. I think Luo Tian's healing skills should not be used continuously, right? Sun Wukong guessed. Luo Tian, Wukong, oh Wukong, you really know me. Yes, you can only treat once a month, up to 2 people. Luo Tian smiled. What? Is there a time limit? Kellen was speechless. Gohan, are you okay? Sun Wukong turned to look at his son Sun Wuhan. Father, I'm fine. Sun Wuhan crawled over firmly, and fell down beside Sun Wukong again. It hurts, it hurts. Sun Wukong laughed. Not long after, an airship appeared in the sky. It as Bulma et al. Bulma waited at home and did not see Luo Tian, so she had to drive the airship at home, and picked up Immortal Guay and Immortal Jolin. By the way, Chi-Chi happened to be at Gixianren's house too, so she also followed her. The airship fell from the sky and landed beside Luo Tian and the others. Crunch, the airship hatch opened. Gohan. Chi-Chi was the first to rush over, directly past Monkey King, and hugged Gohan in her arms. Mom. I'm fine. Sun Wuhan laughed dryly. Gohan, you've suffered, it's so pathetic that you got caught up in this fight, and I'll never let you leave mommy again. Kiki cried. Gohan is fine, but Wukong is dying. Kellen said. Chi-Chi hugged Sun Wufan tightly, sobbing uncontrollably. Hey, Wukong, are you okay? Guaxian asked Monkey King. I'm sorry, I let that Saiyan escape. Monkey King apologized. No, it's great that you let him live. Immortal Jolin said with a smile. It's Immortal Jolin. Sun Wukong was slightly taken aback. Luo Tian, when did you come here? Bulma asked, have you been here for a while? Luo Tian smiled. That guy was so powerful, everyone was killed except us. Kellen sighed. Well, I've seen it all. Bulma nodded. Clint looked confused. You said you saw it all. Are you there when Piccolo is dead? So will the gods. Sun Wukong said in a deep voice. So the Dragon Ball is gone. I know, there will be a way. Bulma said with a smile, go to Piccolo's hometown, which is what they call Namek. There may be Dragon Balls on it. Krillin, this is my line. Don't steal my line. How did you know? Kellen was surprised. Stupid. This kind of thing is very simple, okay? You only need to use your brain to know. Bulma snorted. Okay, then let's find their corpses first. In this case, it can also be used for their resurrection. Kellen suggested. Next, several people helped to put Tianjin Fan, Leping, and Piccolo's bodies into the freezer and carried them into the airship. Several people set foot on the airship together. Speaking of Bulma, how did you know there are Dragon Balls? Kellen asked. You can't really be there all the time, right? I understand, no wonder Luo Tian appeared so timely. Okay, stop talking about this in front of me, tell me about the Dragon Ball on Namek. Bulma snorted, and said to Kellen, the author says, for the sake of my 5th update today, please give me more gifts. Chapter 53. Chapter 53. Okay. Vegeta said this to the dead guy, since we can't find Dragon Balls here, let's look for them on Namek. Krillin said, in other words, if we can really find Namek, maybe we can find Dragon Balls. That's great. Then the people who were killed can be resurrected. Immortal Jolin nodded. Can Uncle Piccolo be resurrected? That's great. Sun Wuhan was very pleasantly surprised. Gohan, what are you talking about? Chi-Chi stared. Yes, if Piccolo can be revived, the gods can be revived, and our Dragon Balls can also be revived. Kellen said happily, but then again. I've thought about this matter carefully. Even if you know Planet Namek, do you know the exact location of that planet? Bulma asked. Krillin, who knows? As for the Namek planet, the saying on Earth is 83YX in the direction of SU 9045. Luo Tian replied. Bulma, Krillin, Son Gohan, Immortal Guay and Immortal Jolin were also surprised. Don't be surprised. I know astronomy, geography, and the past and present. I know everything. Luo Tian smiled and said, Namek was originally a very beautiful planet. A long time ago, due to abnormal climate, the people on Namek there were extinct. Now, this planet is recovering its original appearance. By the way, it was because the environment of the planet became harsh that the former god was sent to the Earth by his father. How did you know this? Kellen wiped his sweat. To read more books if you have nothing to do, don't cling to unhealthy comics all day like Gue Xianrun. Luo Tian smiled. Turtle Immortal, this kid, it's okay, What are you doing with me? Clint was also blushing. That's right, I also peeked at Mr. Wu Tian's comics. Kellen, no wonder you are rather imaginary, don't look at those things. Luo Tian said. Clint broke out in a cold sweat. What are you talking about, Luo Tian, you bastard? It's too shameless to say this. Luo Tian is right. The celestial god should have taken refuge from the Namek planet. Immortal Jolin answered, because of the memory loss, the celestial god no longer remembers what happened when he was a child. He was still a child at that time. What a tragic past. Dragon Balls can make any wish come true. Yaki Rob asked in confusion, why didn't the Namekians who made Dragon Balls use Dragon Balls to prevent abnormal climate changes? That can't be done. Guixian replied, Shenlong has already said that it can't realize the wish that exceeds the ability of the Dragon Ball maker. To put it bluntly, Shenlong is not omnipotent. So, there's nothing special about Dragon Ball, right? Yaki Rob snorted. Yaki Luo Bei is right. The wishes that can be fulfilled by Dragon Balls are indeed limited. Luo Tian nodded, but if it is Super Dragon Balls, TSK, there are many more wishes that can be fulfilled to Super Dragon Ball? What's that? Krillin asked. Super Dragon Balls are scattered all over the universe. One Dragon Ball is as big as a planet. Luo Tian replied, the Dragon Balls on Namek are actually the fragments of the Super Dragon Balls that were collected, so that wishes can be granted. This is also the reason why the wishes of Namek's Dragon Balls are limited. Monkey King, Bulma, and others present all looked at Luo Tian as if they were listening to a scripture. What Super Dragon Ball? I haven't heard of it. Let's put aside the matter of Super Dragon Ball. Luo Tian said, it's time to go to the Namek planet. The Namekians are a law-abiding race. They have always guarded the peace on their own planet. Our Piccolo was also born because he was influenced by the evil influence of the Earth people before he became a god. Luo Tian is right, it is true, there are such bad people in the world. Yaki Luo Bei nodded, you just know how to interrupt. Immortal Jolin glared at Yakaluo Bei angrily. In that case, Tianxian, Lepiang, and Tianjin Fan may all be resurrected. Guixian nodded. It's so naive, your thinking is so naive. Bulma sighed, I know the location of Namek, Bulma, it's wrong for you to say that. Luo Tian said, I know what it means, it's that position, okay. If Luo Tian is right, how do we get to Namek? Bulma asked, how to get there? Of course it's by spaceship. Kellen said. That's why you're naive. Bulma gave Clint a blank look. I just calculated, using the world's fastest spaceship built by my father, to reach Namek. Guess how long it will take? Clint also suddenly realized that the situation seemed a bit unfavorable. It's a very huge number, 4,339 years and 3 months, you must live forever. Bulma sighed. 4339? Sun Wuhan was also speechless. Kellen and the others were stunned. I don't think it's a big problem. Kellen suddenly thought of something, we can take a Saiyan spaceship, and their spaceship should be very fast. Didn't the Saiyan Vegeta escape in a spaceship? Kame Sento asked. I've seen Vegeta's spaceship. It's so small that it can only seat one person, Kling explained. I'm talking about another dead bald guy. His spaceship must be somewhere. There is also my brother's spaceship, but it has been destroyed. Monkey King answered. As long as there is a spaceship, take it back and study it carefully. Bulma thinks this method is not bad. It should be near the eastern city. That's where the Scions first destroyed it. We must go find it right away. Turtle Immortal suggested, hey, I thought of it a long time ago, so I picked this up. Kellen grinned, and took out a remote control from his pocket. This is what Vegeta used, just press the button, and the spaceship will come automatically. Bulma took the remote control, looked at it carefully, and nodded slightly. This thing is worth studying. The next day, West Hospital. Sun Wukong is already admitted to this hospital. It's really difficult. It will take 4 months to heal the injury. Monkey King reminded with a sad face, it's hard to say whether it will be able to return to the original condition. Chapter 54 God in #039, S Spaceship. Chapter 54 God in #039, S Spaceship. Don't worry, wait patiently for a month, and the celestial beings should grow. Immortal Jolin replied. 1 month. 1 month later, Luo Tian will be able to use healing techniques to heal me. Monkey King was speechless. Gohan and I just stayed in the hospital for 3 days and recovered very well, but you are lying here like a mummy. Kellen said with a smile, I was beaten so hard, but I was not allowed to be hospitalized. Yakaluabai was helpless for a while. Your goal is the food in the hospital. Immortal Jolin said with a smile, Cut, do these hospitals still have good food? Yakaluabai stared Yakarobe, do you still remember when the Science beat you? Kellen teased, I'm sorry, I respect you very much, let's make friends? Did you say that, you bald head? If you talk nonsense again, I'll beat you up. I lied to him on purpose. Yakalobe shouted angrily. Ha 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 ha, everyone present laughed. Speaking of Luo Tian, you are quite brave. You actually stepped on Vegeta and kept rolling on the ground, like a yo-yo. Kellen said with a smile. Luo Tian smiled. Sun Wukong didn't answer either. As for Luo Tian and Vegeta's acquaintance, Sun Wukong didn't say anything. Monkey King is not the kind of gossip, and Sun Wukong is thinking about continuing to learn from Luo Tian. I must heal my injury as soon as possible. I finally know how powerful Zizai is. Hey, watch TV. At this time, Bulma rushed into the ward and immediately turned on the TV. A news is being broadcast on TV. According to relevant sources, this circular object was discovered in the destroyed eastern city. It is still unclear what it is, and it may be some kind of aircraft from space. This is a science spaceship. Krillin exclaimed, he, right? Bulma giggled. When this thing was discovered, there were originally 2 of them, and one of them flew away from the scene for unknown reasons. The news continued, this is troublesome, it has been discovered by the relevant departments of the country. Gue Xianrun sighed. That's interesting. I used this remote control that Kellen picked up to make this thing fly away and scare them. Bulma giggled, can it work? Kellen felt a little unreliable. Don't underestimate people, I'm a genius. I overhauled this remote control last night. Bulma said confidently, we just happened to be able to see its moving direction through the TV. It's really great with that. Bulma pressed a button inside the TV, the spaceship didn't move. Why don't you move? Bulma was speechless. I want to see it too. Sun Wukong was lying on the hospital bed and couldn't see it. You seem to have pressed the self-destruct button. Luo Tian said with a smile. Bulma turned to look at Luo Tian. Don't make trouble, I finally researched the remote control. Could I press the wrong one? Is boom. At this moment, the screen on the TV exploded. Bulma, what's going on here? This object exploded suddenly. I don't know what happened. The buildings in this area turned into wreckage. Someone broadcast on the TV news, is it really a self-explosion button? Kellen was speechless. That's the remote control I managed to get. That's how you spoil it. It's over, and the last hope is gone. Immortal Jolin sighed. It's over. Kellen sat down on the ground and didn't want to talk. It's really bad. I don't know if the somersault cloud can fly over. Monkey King pondered. It's all your fault for picking up such a remote control. Bulma stared. Krillin, it's my fault. Hey, at this moment, a man in black suddenly appeared outside the window. Bulma was taken aback. Who is this guy? Yes, it's Mr. Bobo. Kellen recognized him at a glance, and hurried forward to say hello. Come with me, I found the spaceship. Bobo said, huh? Bulma was taken aback. Is there really a spaceship? Mr. Bobo. Kellen asked quickly. You maybe. Bobo replied, maybe? What does it mean? Kellen was puzzled. Maybe it's really a spaceship, but I don't know too well, so I hope you can come and see it with me, and I will lead the way. Bobo replied, Miss Bulma, only you know about the spaceship. Kellen said, Luo Tian, why don't you go with me? Bulma pulled Luo Tian and whispered again, that guy is so scary. You said he took me to a place where no one was around. What if he molested me? Luo Tian, okay, I'll walk with you. Luo Tian nodded. Mr. Popo, who will insult you? You really think too much, snapped. Luo Tian immediately hugged Bulma and jumped onto the flying carpet. Then, let's go. Mr. Bobo gave Luo Tian a friendly smile. The flying carpet disappeared in a flash. In just an instant, the flying carpet appeared in a deserted place. Here we are, let's land. Mr. Bobo said. Is it here? Bulma was stunned, and looked around. What is this place? It feels so cold, snapped. The scepter in Luo Tian's hand emerged. Immediately, the crystal ball on the scepter formed a suit of clothes, which quickly covered Bulma's body. Bulma was stunned, and turned to look at Luo Tian. It's not cold now, is it? Luo Tian smiled. This thing of yours can conjure clothes? Bulma was very surprised. Yeah, not only can you make clothes, but you can also make your clothes disappear. Do you want to find a place to try? Luo Tian smiled at Bulma. Mr. Bobo pretended not to hear. I'm taking you to see the spaceship, so you two shouldn't show your affection here. This is Yunzabit Heights. Mr. Bobo changed the subject. Yunzabit? Bulma was stunned. Luo Tian seems to be the edge of the earth, right? Why did he come so far in an instant? Where is it? It seems to be this way. Mr. Bobo pointed to the distance and walked over there. Hey, Luo Tian, is there really a spaceship here? Bulma couldn't believe this dark-skinned guy a little bit. Thanks for you coming here with me, otherwise he would have ill intentions for me, especially in such a deserted place. Chapter 55 Luo Tian, hug me up. Chapter 55 Luo Tian, hug me up. Ahem, don't think of people so badly. Luo Tian wiped his sweat. I found it. Here, this is it. Mr. Bobo pointed to a large building that appeared in front of him. No, to be precise, it should be a strange-looking spaceship, but the spaceship should have been left unattended for a long time, and it was already covered with moss. Luo Tian, quickly hold me down and have a look. Bulma stretched out his hand. Luo Tian sighed slightly. It's only 1 meter high. Do you still use me to hold you and jump down? Okay, Luo Tian picked up Bulma and jumped down lightly. Is this a spaceship? Asked Mr. Popo. You need to check to know. Bulma leaned forward, tore off a piece of moss on it, and looked at the material of the spaceship. What material is this? It doesn't look like metal. It's wired. What's the matter with this thing? Can you explain it clearly? Bulma turned to ask Mr. Popo. 100 years ago, Tianchen told me about the past by chance. Mr. Bobo replied. Tianchen said that he lived in this Yunzabit Highland when he was very young. I asked him, Yunzabit is a difficult place to survive. How did you survive there? Tianchen said that he didn't know why he was in such a place. He seemed to have been hit on the head and lost his memory. Wukong was also hit on the head and lost his memory. Bulma nodded. These aliens are really interesting. They can always hit their heads accidentally. Bobo, you are really good at talking. I don't even know what to say next. Go ahead, Bulma said. I asked the god again, do you have parents and mother? Mr. Bobo said. The god said, he has no parents, only a letter saying that he must go in the future and wait for me. What's going on here? Can you make your words clearer? Bulma was confused. There is no distinction between male and female among the Namekians. Luo Tian smiled. The Namekians don't distinguish between men and women? Bulma was stunned. This is really a strange race. This race is so boring. The happiest things in the world have nothing to do with them. Mr. Bobo was about to cry. What are you talking about? Are you two talking about crosstalk? Go ahead, Bulma said. Mr. Bobo didn't want to talk anymore. A brief silence. The god of youth has been silently waiting for his parents. Well, to be precise, he should be waiting for his father. Although he doesn't know the result, he has been waiting here patiently. Mr. Bobo replied. He said that he has a home in Yunzabit, and he believes that his father will return there. Of course, at that time, the god didn't know that he didn't have a mother. But the god waited for a long time and he didn't wait for anyone to come, and it's hard to get food in this place. It's terrible. There is no race of men and women, but I don't know how they reproduce. Bulma pondered. Spit out an egg, and the baby will be born. Luo Tian said, huh? Bulma wiped his sweat. It's such a weird way to have a baby. Mr. Bobo wiped his sweat. Are you listening to me at all? Ahem. God seems to have been waiting for more than 30 years, and finally had to leave Yunzabit's home. Mr. Bobo continued. However, God will often go back to visit, but unfortunately, there is no change here. What does what you say have anything to do with this spaceship? Bulma asked. Listen to me. Mr. Bobo said helplessly. God said it. Sometimes he thinks about it and thinks that home is very wonderful. Because he has seen a lot in the world, he realizes that that home is different. The round one has 4 legs, just like insects. There is no handle or lock on the door, and it can be opened with just a word. Say a word? Bulma was stunned. Just say a word about Piccolo, Mr. Bobo said. Snapped. Just as Bobo's voice fell, a circular platform dropped from the spaceship. Is this the entrance of the spaceship? Bulma was surprised. Stand up and try it. Mr. Bobo said. Luo Tian, carry me up. Bulma said. Luo Tian, you can't move without me. I've really spoiled you. Luo Tian immediately hugged Bulma and stepped onto the circular platform. Mr. Bobo continued to wipe his sweat. Just keep showing your love.mr. Popo followed suit on the platform. Just say one more word of Piccolo to close it. Mr. Bobo said as snapped, the circular platform flew up. The three of them immediately appeared in the spaceship. Look carefully, is this a spaceship? Mr. Popo asked. Yes, it should be right. Bulma nodded. The celestial god is a Namekian. A long time ago, due to the abnormal weather on the Namek planet, many people became extinct. So it should be the celestial god who came to Earth in a spaceship. If it is really a spaceship, what you said just now is reasonable. I thought you didn't hear what I just said. Bobo burst into tears. Fortunately, you listened. This should be a spaceship. After all, it doesn't look like a home. Bulma briefly studied it, nodded affirmatively, and then walked to the center console. See if I can control it. The entrance can be activated to prove that it has a power system. Is this a button? Well, it's not like this one. It's not. Strange. Is there any password? Yes, if it can be activated so easily, the gods should have known it when they were young. Bobo replied. It doesn't seem to rely on the button. What? Bulma thought thoughtfully. Is it a voice? Luo Tian smiled. Yes, it's the voice. Luo Tian, you are awesome. Bulma's eyes lit up. But what kind of sound will it be? Is it still Piccolo? Bobo asked. Probably not. That's the secret signal when entering the door. Bulma shook his head and said to the center console, hurry up and start. Fly, hurry up and fly. The spaceship was silent. You can try the Namekian language. Luo Tian smiled. That's right. The Namek language. It's the strange language spoken by the gods and Piccolo at the world's martial arts conference. That should be the Namek language. Bulma's eyes sparkled brightly. If it's in the Namekian language, I will. Bobo replied. Chapter 56. You can go to Alien Honeymoon with Luo Tian. Chapter 56. You can go to Alien Honeymoon with Luo Tian. Really? Bulma was surprised. Originally, the meaning of Piccolo refers to different worlds in their language. Mr. Popo explained, you try to let it take off in the Namekian language, and go to the Jupiter area first. Bulma suggested immediately. Mr. Bobo spoke to the center console in Namek language. Snapped, a line of text was displayed on the center console. It means understanding. Mr. Bobo translated. Call out. In just an instant, the spaceship soared into the sky, left the Earth, and quickly appeared near Jupiter. Bulma was caught off guard and fell directly into Luo Tian's arms. Oh, it's amazing, we've already reached Jupiter. Bulma was overjoyed. It's so fast. Yeah, it's much slower than mine. Luo Tian mused. Bulma, Mr. Popo, can you fly to Jupiter? See what you can. The gods have said that you are amazing, but I found that your bragging skills are very good. Successful, Luo Tian. It's great, now they are saved. Bulma excitedly held Luo Tian's hand. Well, that's great, maybe the god can be resurrected. Mr. Bobo burst into tears. Hospitally, Bulma excitedly told Monkey King and others about the spaceship. With the speed of this spaceship, we can reach Namek within a month. Bulma explained, I'll modify the inside a little bit, and it will take about 5 days before we can set off. It's really amazing to use the spaceship of Tianchen to go to Namek. Kellen said excitedly, hope is about to become a reality. Immortal Jolin nodded slightly. Mr. Bobo, I still need your help to get to Namek. Bulma turned to look at Bobo. I can't go. Mr. Popo shook his head. Why? You are the only one who understands the Namekian language, so why don't you go? Bulma asked back. Mr. Bobo can't go, and the temple can't be left unattended for 2 months. Don't worry, I will teach you the Namekian language. Bobo replied. Then, Miss Bulma can only go. In case the spaceship encounters any troubles on the way, only Miss Bulma is an expert. Kellen suggested to Bulma, Luo Tian, are you a prophet? You said let me prepare, but I didn't expect it to be so. It seems that no one can go to Namek except me. Well, there's no danger anyway. I'm going to install a bathroom, a comfortable bed and a stereo. Bulma said, also, Luo Tian, you go with me. Me? Luo Tian pointed to his nose. Yes, is there a problem? Bulma asked with a pout. It's been too long on the road, and it will take me a month to fly. Luo Tian wiped his sweat. Oh, what can I do with this month's time? Bulma's eyes flickered with anticipation. 1 month, So, I can spend a month alone with Luo Tian, right? I can build the inside of a spaceship. Well, I'm setting up a couple's room inside. Great, Luo Tian. What are you thinking about? You're thinking, is really no one else I want to go to? I want to see what the dragon of Namek looks like. Monkey King said pitifully, Wukong, you should take care of your wounds and think about how to deal with that Saiyan, especially when he turned into a giant ape. Kellen persuaded, but then again, if Luo Tian goes, who will treat Wukong in a month, you can rest assured that the fairy beans will grow in a month. Immortal Jolin said, I'm going too, please take me with you. Sun Wuhan suddenly clenched his fists and said, everyone turned their heads to look at Sun Wuhan. Gohan, you kid, stop joking. Chi-Chi quickly persuaded with a smile, I'm not joking, I must go. Sun Wuhan said with a firm expression, Gohan, don't say silly things, it will take 2 months just to go back and forth. Chi-Chi was a little angry. No, I'm going anyway, I want to resurrect Uncle Piccolo with my own hands. Sun Wuhan replied, Gohan, well said. Sun Wukong said with a smile, what the hell are you talking about? What does this matter have to do with Gohan? What if something happens? Chi-Chi yelled angrily, it will take another 2 months. Gohan has not been with me for more than a year now. What about his studies? He has fallen far behind other children. No nonsense, I will never allow it. All the people present were silent. You don't need to worry about Piccolo's affairs, you are a child. You should do what your child should do. Kiki shouted. Bulma nodded vigorously. Kiki, you are so right. I want to go on a trip with Luo Tian. How inappropriate it is for such a brat to follow us as a light bulb. You must not let him go. It's so noisy. Mom, you hate it. Sun Wuhan said loudly. Kiki froze. Gohan, this kid is changed. After following Piccolo for this period of time, he has become a bad boy. Mom, now is not the time to say such things. Everyone is fighting desperately to defend our planet. We must resurrect the dead and then fight to the death with the Saiyans. Son Gohan gritted his teeth and said, I can fight too, and I must play my role. Mom, do you understand what I said? I'm sorry, I was rude just now. Chi-Chi, it's better to happily send Gohan away. Bull Demon King persuaded from the side. Kiki lowered her head. If Gohan is going, if not, Klin should go too, you should have a companion on the way. Bulma thought about it seriously, and said to Klin, hey? Do I want to go too? Kellen was stunned for a while. That's fine, but it's a pity that I won't be able to practice for 2 months. Okay, then it's settled. I'll learn the Namek language first, and I'll meet you at the Turtle Fairy House in 10 days. Bulma suggested. It's better to let that guy Kellen go. I can't go on a date with Luo Tian, and then bring the little kid Gohan by my side. Let Kellen accompany Gohan, and Gohan will not be lonely. Then what should Luo Tian and I do for the spaceship room? I must make it very airtight. Well, there is also soundproofing. It's better to add a little romanticism. There must be a bathroom in the room. It's more about asking for sentimentality. It's best to close the door. Luo Tian and I are the only ones inside, they don't know anything. Chapter 57 Target, Namek. Chapter 57 Target, Namek. In the next few days, Bulma brought the spaceship back to the headquarters of the Universal Capsule Company, and carried out research and transformation with his father. It's amazing. The universe is so big, and there are many, many people who are more talented than me. Dr. Breeze was full of emotion. Dad, don't be emotional, hurry up and work. Bulma said to Bulma, remember to wear this thing. Dr. Breeze took out a small box and handed it to Bulma. Bulma was stunned, took the small box, opened it and looked. Bulma's face turned red when she saw what was inside of father. Why are you giving me this? Bulma yelled angrily, you are not married yet. Do you want children now? Dr. Breeze adjusted his glasses and replied, what are you talking about, Dad? Bulma shouted. If you want kids now, ignore me. Dr. Breeze laughed. The day of departure finally arrived. Luo Tian and Bulma landed on the small island where the Guisian house is located in a remodeled spaceship. Kellen has been waiting here for a long time. Everyone has been waiting for a long time. Bulma came down and greeted. Miss Bulma, can this thing really go to the universe? Kellen asked. Of course. Bulma was not surprised. By the way, where's Luo Tian? Kellen asked. He's on a spaceship, too lazy to get down. Bulma replied. By the way, Miss Bulma, you should confess your love to Luo Tian during this trip to Namek, right? Kellen asked in a low voice. Boom, Bulma knocked Kling to the ground with one punch. You really know how to meddle in your own business. Take care of your own affairs. Bulma stared. It hurts to lose your temper. Kellen wiped his sweat. Where's Gohan? Isn't he here yet? Bulma asked. He said to say goodbye to Wukong before coming back. Kellen said, then scratched his head and suggested, by the way, Miss Bulma, I don't know how the weather is on Namek. Do you want to bring an umbrella or something, as you please? Bulma rolled her eyes. Oh, Gohan is here. Guasian looked up at the sky. Beep beep, a small plane quickly landed from the sky at Chi-Chi, and Grandpa Bull Demon King came to send Sun Wufan. Monkey King also wanted to come, but he was injured and was still lying in the hospital. Sorry, we're late. Kiki said apologetically. Is this a spaceship? It's amazing. The Bull Demon King looked at the strangely shaped spaceship in surprise. The spaceship is like an insect. Gohan, you must be careful, remember to brush your teeth after meals. Chi-Chi told Gohan. Gohan had a sullen look on his face. The people present took a closer look and found that Sun Wuhan was wearing straight clothes and his hair was combed flat. Haha, are you really Gohan? What happened to your hair? Kellen was so happy a father laughed at me too. Sun Wuhan wanted to cry. Anyway, this is the first time for us humans to step into the universe and enter an alien planet, so we have to dress up formally, right? Chi-Chi said with a smile. Okay, let's go quickly. Bulma was speechless. I can really talk, please, I must get the Dragon Ball back. Guasian said, understood. Clint nodded. Several people stepped onto the circular platform together. Grandpa, Mom, Grandpa Guasian, and the sea turtle. We are leaving, you all take care. Sun Wuhan said goodbye one by one. Remember to write to me, don't miss your homework every day. Chi-Chi wiped her tears. Bulma, this Kiki, there is really no one else. It's already on Namek. You still ask Gohan to do homework. Gohan, this kid, is so pitiful. It seems that my father and mother have never forced me to do my homework. The problem is, I have been a top student since I was a child. I'm so smart, I'm so beautiful, the teachers like me very much. Don't forget, I was able to develop a powerful laser gun at the age of 5. Snapped. The circular platform rose into the sky and entered the spaceship. Oh everyone, are you here? Luo Tian sat in the cab and waved to Bulma and the others. Luo Tian. You don't want to fly a spaceship in that position, do you? Kellen asked. You guessed it right, I have never driven a spaceship before, this time I must try. Luo Tian nodded. Krillin, by the way, Miss Bulma, where do you put the backpack? Kellen asked. Whatever, you are really annoying, please sit down quickly. Bulma said angrily. Luo Tian, hurry up and start, okay. Luo Tian nodded, and greeted the center console. Target, Namek. Let's go, a line of text is displayed on the center console. Dr. Bulma and Dr. Breves deliberately changed this system into the common language on Earth for the convenience of manipulating the spaceship. Therefore, it is now possible to make a spaceship take off using ordinary language. Of course, even if it is Namek language, Luo Tian will know it. As an angel, if you can't even speak a language, it would be too shameful even if you don't. It only takes a few seconds to learn. Call out. The spaceship soared into the sky, passed through the atmosphere in an instant, and entered the starry sky. The speed of the spaceship was so fast that Sun Wuhan and Krillin were not ready yet, and almost fell over. Luo Tian, Miss Bulma, we haven't fastened our seatbelts yet. Kellen said hastily. And now you can move freely, and you will be stable after flying out of the atmosphere. Bulma said lightly. Hey? Have you already flown out? Isn't this too fast? Kellen was surprised. I want to see the Earth. Sun Wuhan hurried to the window. Miss Bulma, what are you doing? Kellen saw Bulma walking towards the back room. I want you to meddle in my own business? Do I need you to meddle in what I do? Bulma shouted angrily. After finishing speaking, Bulma directly entered the room and closed the door. Kellen looked at Luo Tian with a confused expression. Luo Tian, did you quarrel? Kellen asked. No. Luo Tian shook his head. She seems very angry today. Kellen said. It's very normal, women always have such a few days. Luo Tian smiled. What do you mean? Kellen didn't respond, mainly because he didn't have a girlfriend, so he didn't know much about these things. Okay, don't gossip like that, it feels like the flight is too slow. Luo Tian turned his head and looked out of the window. Slow? Kellen was surprised. It flew out of the solar system in an instant. Is this still called slow? Forget it, take your time. Luo Tian sighed, perhaps traveling in this universe is also a kind of practice. You're right, Luo Tian. Kellen nodded, I have to hurry up and practice. Although I'm on the spaceship, I can practice in other ways. Uncle Kellen, I will practice with you too. Sun Wufan said hastily. Sun Wuhan opened the backpack, took out a new set of clothes from it, and put it on himself. Hey, I specially made this suit behind my mother's back. Sun Wuhan grinned, the suit was exactly the style of Piccolo's dress. You really respect Piccolo? Kellen glanced at him and asked, yes, just like respecting my father. Sun Gohan nodded. Okay, let's meditate and practice. Kellen suggested, well, I thought so too. Sun Gohan nodded immediately. The two stopped talking nonsense, just sat cross-legged on the ground, and began to practice. Not long after, Bulma came out of the room. Luo Tian, what are the two of them doing? Bulma asked, are they practicing? Yes. Luo Tian nodded. Luo Tian, I have prepared something delicious, come with me. Bulma whispered, snapped. Just after Bulma finished speaking, Kellen opened his eyes. Ho-hoo. Krillin panted on the ground, Gohan, you are really good. After all, you have Saiyan blood, plus Piccolo's special training. I am far behind, but Uncle Klin knows a lot of tricks. I admire Uncle Klin very much. Sun Wuhan said with a smile. By the way, Bulma, you just said that you have food ready, can you give us some? Kellen asked Bulma. Bulma felt bad all over. That is the delicacy that Luo Tian and I enjoyed together. Call it a candlelight dinner. You are fine. Do you still want to eat? I won't give it to you. Bulma glared. Okay? I won't eat, okay. Kellen wiped his sweat. By the way, Luo Tian, don't you teach them to learn Jiyi? Bulma regretted after asking this question. Why am I so talkative? If Luo Tian taught them how to learn freely, how would they still have time to come and accompany me? Don't think about it, it's not suitable. Luo Tian shook his head. What is Zizai? Kellen asked puzzled. Weren't they there when Wukong used that? Bulma was slightly taken aback. It seems so. Luo Tian smiled. Even if you were at the scene, you might not know the name, right? That's true. Bulma nodded. What are you talking about? Kellen was very puzzled. It's nothing. What I have always wanted to ask is, where will the escaped Saiyan go? His name is Vegeta, right? He claims to be the prince of the Saiyans. Bulma said with a smile, he is so short, he is still a prince. It is far from the image of Prince Charming in my mind. Krillin, how do you evaluate the image of others, huh? Where are you going? Kellen didn't know either. Hasn't the planet of the Saiyans been destroyed long ago? Bulma asked. That's right, and that guy's injuries are serious. He must have gone to a planet with advanced civilization? Kellen guessed. The author says the early stages of this book are indeed very similar to the original work. Please read it patiently. There will be big surprises when you fight Frieza in the Namek chapter. 5 chapters today, 11,000 words. You see, since I am diligent in updating, please give me more gifts or something. Tomorrow will be a big chapter of 3,000 words, maybe 15,000 words. Even if it is very similar to the original work, just relive the wonderful story of Dragon Ball. After all, there is no charge for this book. Totally free. Chapter 58 Luo Tian is missing? Chapter 58 Luo Tian is missing? Well, Wukong's brother once said that they were looking for a planet with a suitable environment, and after killing the natives living on it, they sold it to aliens. Bulma mused, I think this guy named Vegeta must be undergoing treatment in the residence of those aliens. After he healed his injuries on that planet, he should come to Earth again? Kellen had a bad feeling. We have to buy time quickly again. How did the Saiyan planet be destroyed? I heard that it was destroyed by the impact of a huge meteorite. Bulma still couldn't figure it out. You say, the technology of the Saiyans is so advanced. Could it be that they can't even detect such a large meteorite hitting the planet? I always feel that there are other tricks in it. To be precise, Planet Vegeta, the planet where Saiyans live, belongs to the category of being destroyed, and destruction will happen sooner or later. Luo Tian smiled at Bulma. Kellen and others all looked at Luo Tian, showing confusion on their faces. What is the category of being destroyed? Why can't we understand? Luo Tian, what do you mean? Bulma asked. To put it simply, the god of destruction wanted to destroy planet Vegeta, so he asked people to destroy that planet. Luo Tian explained, planet Vegeta was not destroyed by the impact of a huge meteorite. God of destruction? Ha ha ha, what kind of god is this? Kellen laughed dryly. He is a very powerful god. Even if I am now, I can at best draw with him. Luo Tian said, holding his chin. Krillin, son Gohan, the two stopped talking. Then the god of destruction you mentioned is really weak enough just to draw with you. Frieza Planet 79. Vegeta's 18th day away from Earth. Vegeta's spaceship is speeding towards the planet. The staff on the planet also received the signal immediately. It's a combatant. This signal is from Vegeta. It's strange, I haven't heard of him coming back. Something must have happened. Hey, this is the administrator, Mr. Vegeta is back. Hurry up and greet him, snapped as Vegeta's spaceship landed in the spacecraft's slowdown chamber. Outside, the three younger brothers stood at attention there. However, the three of them waited for a while, but none of Vegeta responded. What's going on? The life response is very weak. He's using a life support device, so hurry up and send him to the treatment room. The three quickly sent Vegeta into the treatment equipment for treatment. The healing equipment of Frieza Legion is relatively advanced. It didn't take long for Vegeta's body to return to normal. Vegeta opened his eyes and walked out from inside. Unfortunately, the tail didn't grow. The younger brother said hastily. It's okay, it will grow by itself in the future. Vegeta said lightly. Mr. Vegeta seems to have suffered a lot, even a battlesuit of this strength can be smashed. The younger brother sighed. Where's Frieza? Vegeta asked. He went out. The other party replied, by the way, Jiyi said that he has something to tell you after your treatment is over. Please go to the training room. Tell him, I have nothing to say to him. Vegeta snorted, already wearing a new battlesuit, you forgot to wear your detector. The younger brother took out the detector. No need, that thing is for you. Vegeta ignored it, turned and left. I'm going to Earth early tomorrow morning. I will defeat Kakarot no matter what. Wrong, my tail is gone, can no longer turn into a great ape, but it doesn't matter, my combat power should be close to 5 this time. Kakarot's fighting power is only 3. However, Vegeta fell silent again. Before, Kakarot used that strange free spirit, which didn't seem to be calculated according to combat power. This is so embarrassing. Moreover, there is that fellow Luo Tian on Earth.No, I'd better go to Namek first, find the Dragon Ball first, and let's talk about fulfilling the wish. As long as I become immortal, I can surpass Frieza and rule the entire universe. Vegeta took a step forward while thinking about his thoughts. Hey, Vegeta, you seem to be seriously injured. At this moment, a toad-like alien with purple skin covered in spots appeared directly opposite Vegeta. This person's name is Jiyi, and he has not dealt with Vegeta very much. Both Raditz and Nappa are dead. Who made the invincible Saiyan so ashamed? Jiyi laughed. Go away, I don't have time to talk nonsense with you. Vegeta snorted, hey, listen. Jiyi grabbed Vegeta's shoulder with his big hand, and said with a smile, Your Majesty, Frieza is very angry at your unauthorized actions. Don't worry about my affairs. Vegeta snorted coldly, let go of your dirty hands. His Excellency Frieza is magnanimous, and he has forgiven you. Jiyi said, because you discovered a very meaningful thing. What did you say? Vegeta suddenly had a bad feeling. Your Excellency Frieza is very happy, maybe he can live forever. Jiyi looked at Vegeta with a smile. What? Frieza is going to. Vegeta's face changed color. That's right, Namek. Jiyi smiled. Vegeta's face changed again and again. This is bad, this guy must have picked up on our conversation through the probe. How negligent I was. If I don't fulfill my wish before him, I will be dominated by him forever. Vegeta, you seem to be planning to find Dragon Balls to stay young forever, right? Now you should stop thinking about it. Ha ha ha. Jiyi said with a smile, Your Majesty Frieza is going to kill all the Namekians after fulfilling his wish, this bastard. Vegeta was furious, and immediately rushed to the spaceship. Call out. The spaceship soared into the sky and flew quickly towards the Namek planet. I will never let you succeed. Dragon Ball is mine. Vegeta shouted. Vegeta, stop. Jiyi was also riding a spaceship, following Vegeta from behind. Bulma's spaceship. Before I knew it, the spaceship had been traveling for 10 days. Inside the spaceship, Sun Wuhan and Kellen are still practicing meditation. At this moment, Bulma opened the door. It's really yours. It's a good choice to pass the time in this way. Bulma sighed, it's so boring, a month is simply too long. Sun Wuhan and Kellen stopped practicing for the time being, and looked at Bulma silently. It's because you have nothing to do. Kellen replied, what are you talking about? You said I have nothing to do? I'm here to solve some minor problems on the spaceship, don't you know? Bulma said angrily. Krillin wiped his sweat. I didn't see you move. The problems in the system are all software problems, can you understand? Bulma stared. If the spaceship yaws, we will hit a meteorite. Yes, thanks for your hard work, Miss Bulma. Kellen said hastily. By the way, where is Uncle Luo Tian? Sun Wuhan hurriedly changed the subject and asked, Luo Tian? Bulma was also slightly taken aback. Yes, what about Luo Tian? Luo Tian said just now that he was going outside, but I didn't care. However, there is no one like him outside. Did Luo Tian come out? Bulma was anxious. I don't know. Gohan and I have been practicing outside. I don't know if he has come out. Kellen scratched his head. Look for it quickly. What are you still doing? Bulma shouted. Krillin and Son Gohan hurriedly got to work. Kellen conveniently opened a drawer next to him. Stupid. Will Luo Tian be in the drawer? Bulma shouted. Also. Kellen wiped his sweat. Can Luo Tian stand on the table? Bulma shouted at Sun Wuhan again. Sun Wuhan laughed dryly. There is nothing outside, the spaceship is only this big. Kellen smiled wryly. If Luo Tian was here, he would definitely see him at a glance. Isn't it going back to Miss Bulma's room? Sun Gohan asked. Bulma hurried back to her room. As Kling said, the spaceship is only so big. Although Bulma's room is very warmly furnished, its actual area is only about 10 square meters. Looking around the entire room, no one knows. Luo Tian. Don't scare me. Where have you been? Bulma felt his mind go blank. Luo Tian was gone. This is really bad. The question is, where will he go? What? Don't you have any room? Kellen was stunned. Uncle Luo Tian doesn't have any fluctuations in his breath, otherwise we would have known his exact location. Sun Wuhan said. What's going on here? How could he suddenly disappear? Kellen was puzzled. This is the universe, where can he go? Bulma's face became increasingly ugly. Could it be that guy named Vegeta, who has gathered all the Dragon Balls, and then fulfilled his wish to transform Luo Tian? Kellen guessed. After all, when Vegeta was seriously injured, Luo Tian pressed his feet on his body and rolled him like a football. Bulma's face turned pale, and she almost fainted. It would be terrible if this really made Vegeta pass through Dragon Ball. Luo Tian might not escape. No, Uncle Krillin, that guy named Vegeta, if he really got all the Dragon Balls, how could he realize such a boring wish? Son Gohan shook his head. I dare say, it is impossible for him to fulfill this wish. That's true. Kellen nodded, but the question is, did Luo Tian just disappear? Chapter 59 Myers, Udon and hashtag 039. T need to take care of Frieza and hashtag 039, S matters. Chapter 59 Myers, Udon and hashtag 039. T need to take care of Frieza and hashtag 039, S matters. Galactic Patrol Headquarters. I in the room where Myers was a brother. Why are you here when you're free? Myers quickly greeted respectfully. Oh, I'm idle, come and drop by. Luo Tian smiled. Okay. Myers was speechless. You came to see me because you were free. By the way, are your Galaxy Patrolmen planning to attack Frieza recently? Luo Tian asked. Yes, this is a malignant tumor in the universe, and we have to find a way to arrest it. Myers nodded slightly. However, the strength of our Galaxy Patrol members is limited. If it's just me, if I don't use the power of angels, it will be a bit troublesome to arrest him. Yeah, seeing that you are still on the first floor of the first stage, I feel relieved. Luo Tian smiled to Myers. Can we have a good chat? Are you here to show off? But bro, you've progressed so fast. In less than 100 years, you've already advanced to the peak of the second level of the first stage. Myers said with a smile. Too slow, still too slow. Luo Tian shook his head and sighed. You must know that the Great Priest is at the peak of the fourth stage. Myers was silent. You are actually comparing yourself with the Great Priest. Myers, you have to set a goal for yourself and see who to compare with. If you are only confined to such a small circle, you will not make much progress. Luo Tian patted Myers on the shoulder. Myers was speechless. As for Frieza's matter, you'd better not meddle in it, and leave it to me to handle it. Luo Tian said. Are you going to attack Frieza? Myers was stunned, looked at Luo Tian and asked. It's just dealing with a little Frieza. Do you still need me to do it myself? Luo Tian smiled. I can teach any disciple casually, and he can easily defeat him. Brother, have you already taken apprentices? Myers asked in surprise. It's a half apprentice. Luo Tian smiled. I just taught him the ultimate in freedom. Myers continued to wipe his sweat. Zizai, that's a skill that only gods can cultivate. Is this apprentice you're talking about human? Myers asked. Yeah. Luo Tian nodded. Can human beings also practice Zizai? Myers asked in surprise. I in front of me, everything is possible. Luo Tian smiled, ha. Brother, you really exceeded my expectations. Myers smiled wryly, and then asked, how is the human being you mentioned, how is he cultivating his freedom? The time is too short, I'm just getting started now. Luo Tian smiled slightly, barely getting started? What is this? Myers was stunned for a moment, and asked puzzledly, is it the first floor of the first stage? Then his strength is not much different from mine. Is there still such a powerful human being in our seventh universe? Luo Tian, ahem, you're thinking too much. Luo Tian was speechless, let me just say. Myers laughed dryly, at present, no human being can surpass our angels. Even if we are just trainee angels, it will be very difficult for them to surpass us. Yeah, you're right. Luo Tian nodded. The Zizai I mentioned, according to my classification, is divided into elementary, intermediate, advanced, mega, god level, true god level and super god level. So, this apprentice of brother can only be equivalent to the elementary level. Myers understood, not bad. Luo Tian nodded. At the elementary level, it's not even a sign, it's really weak. Myers smiled wryly. It's okay, take your time, I believe that one day he will reach a very high level. Luo Tian smiled slightly. Then, according to the level that brother divided, what level do we belong to? Myers asked. We belong to the super god level. Luo Tian smiled. Okay. Myers nodded. By the way, I heard that there is a very powerful guy imprisoned in Inha prison. What is his name? Like Mo Luo? Luo Tian asked to brother, you even know about Mara? Myers nodded, and replied, Mo Luo's strength is indeed not simple. But after 1,000 million years of washing, he is now considered to be exhausted. I believe that in about 20 years, he is likely to die of old age in prison. You have to take care of him and don't let him escape from prison. Luo Tian smiled. Aha, brother, you really know how to. Joke, how is that possible? Myers shook his head. Okay, it's time for me to go back. Luo Tian got up. You don't have to worry about Frieza's affairs, understood? Myers nodded. Call out. Luo Tian turned into a bright flame and left the space station of the Galaxy Patrol headquarters in a flash. Not long after Luo Tian left, Jake came to Myers' room. Huh? Did someone come just now? Jake asked. My brother just came. Myers smiled. Your brother? I remembered. Isn't your brother's name Luo Tian? Jia Kunu Luo Tian, yes. Myers nodded. Is he here to visit Miss Ties? Jake asked. Miss Ties? The novelist? Myers asked back. Yeah. Jack nodded. I guess so. Myers smiled. Near the space station, a planet under the jurisdiction of the Galactic Patrol. It is here that Taisai engages in creation. Taisai experiences life here and writes novels. Speaking of which, Taisai has also created a lot of science fiction works in recent years. It's just that Taisai's works always seem to lack a little something, which is a bit unsatisfactory. Therefore, Taisai is not very famous. Taisai is still creating, thinking hard about the code words in front of the computer. Boom boom. Boom, at this time, there was a knock on the door. Who is it? Is it takeaway? I don't want to eat until I finish writing one words today. Taisai said to the outside. Taisai, open the door, it's me. Luo Tian said, huh? Taisai was taken aback. This voice feels a bit familiar. Who is it? Seems to be, no way. Taisai hurried over and opened the door. Luo Tian? Is it really you? Why are you here? Taisai was surprised and delighted. I'm bored, come here for a walk. Luo Tian smiled. Really? I came to visit me when I was bored. Taisai rolled her eyes. How is it? Are you still writing? Luo Tian glanced at the computer screen. With just one glance, Luo Tian could see everything that Taisai wrote. This novel. There's really no one left. The novel written by Taisai seems to mainly take the Galaxy Patrolman as the protagonist, and it tells the boring deeds of the Galaxy Patrolman helping justice. No wonder the novels written by Tais did not sell very well. Tais, actually, I have always had an idea to create some heroes to save the world. Luo Tian pondered. For example, a young man with a rich family who possesses high-tech talents like Bulma was caught by villains one day. Let's call him Stark for now. These villains want him to develop new weapons. That's it. Well, what do you think of the story? Clap. The mouse in Taisai's hand suddenly slipped off the table. Taisai's eyes widened. and she looked at Luo Tian without blinking. These are just my random thoughts. Luo Tian smiled at Zizai. Do you feel that the story is so attractive when you think of it casually? Is there any reason that am I suitable for writing novels? Well, the title of the book should be Iron Man. Luo Tian pondered. Zizai, this name seems to be very exciting. Ahem, Luo Tian, you are such a genius. It's a pity that you don't write novels. Zizai sighed. Well, I think the story you told is very interesting, and I will try to write it down when the time comes. Yeah, and then let your father make a movie. I think it should be very good. Luo Tian smiled. Zizai's eyes lit up. The story Luo Tian told could definitely be made into a movie. Why did I suddenly feel that I was a little behind closed doors? I have lived in this alien world for so many years. I am not as imaginative as Luo Tian. Not be. By the way, did you come here by yourself? Zizai asked. Yes. Luo Tian nodded. Did Bulma come with you? Zizai asked. Bulma is on his way to planet Namek. Luo Tian replied. Namek? What is it? Zizai was puzzled. This planet, it's too troublesome to explain. I'll tell you later. Luo Tian smiled at Zizai, but then again, Luo Tian, after so many years, your appearance hasn't changed at all. Zizai looked at Luo Tian, a little surprised. At our current age, there should be wrinkles around the corners of your eyes, right? I am immortal. Luo Tian said with a smile. Zizai, will you chat? After chatting with Tenacious for a while, Luo Tian lived on this planet for a few more days, and told her all the plots of his stories about Iron Man. Afterwards, Luo Tian bid farewell to Zizai and entered the vast cosmic space. Call out. Luo Tian turned into a flame as bright as a diamond. Not long after, Luo Tian caught up with the spaceship that was speeding towards Namek, snapped. With a flash of Luo Tian's figure, his body directly penetrated the spaceship and entered it. Chapter 60. I went out to breathe. Chapter 60. I went out to breathe. Bulma and others searched for a while, but they had no choice but to give up after finding that Luo Tian could not be found. The spaceship is just such a big place. If you can't find it, you won't find it. Now, the time inside the spaceship is already night. Krillin and Son Gohan had just fallen asleep not long ago. Oh, is it time to sleep? Luo Tian greeted. Krillin and Gohan woke up with a start. The two looked at Luo Tian in shock. Is this a ghost encounter? Why are you looking at me so surprised? Luo Tian asked with a smile. You read it right, it's really you? Luo Tian. Kellen rubbed his eyes. Yes, otherwise, who do you think it is? Luo Tian smiled. Sun Wuhan was also stunned. We obviously searched all corners of the spaceship, but we couldn't find you. Where did you come from? Hey, Bulma. Luo Tian has appeared. Kellen hurriedly knocked on the door. Bulma deliberately made the door soundproof, which is very effective. Kellen knocked for a long time before Bulma heard it. What's the matter? Bulma was fully dressed and came out rubbing her eyes. However, as soon as Bulma came out, he saw Luo Tian appearing beside him. Luo Tian? Is that you? Bulma was stunned. It's me. Luo Tian smiled. Bulma's eyes were moist at that moment, and she stepped forward and hugged Luo Tian tightly. It's okay, I just went for a stroll outside, it's okay. Luo Tian comforted with a smile. Bulma, Son Gohan, Krillin, you said you went for a stroll outside. Do you think this is traveling on Earth? It's fine. Bulma breathed a sigh of relief. As for where Luo Tian went, Bulma didn't ask. As Bulma said, as long as Luo Tian can come back safely, everything is not important to Luo Tian. I really just went outside for a walk. You see, you don't even believe it. If I say that I am God, I am afraid you will not believe me either. After you know my true identity, you said you won't scare your jaws off? Day 34. After leaving Earth, the spaceship that Luo Tian and others took is finally about to arrive at the destination, planet Namek. Above the stars. That's Namek, right? Clint asked in surprise. This planet looks so big. Yes, from this side, the planet's area is at least 10 times that of the Earth. Bulma nodded. But let alone, the whole planet is green and looks very beautiful. Are these green grasslands? Son Gohan asked innocently. The green one is water. Luo Tian replied. Isn't the water blue? Son Gohan asked puzzled. Don't you understand? That's why your mother let you learn knowledge. Luo Tian smiled. Son Gohan, don't talk for now, fasten your seatbelt, the impact force should be great when you land, Bulma said. Yes. Son Wuhan quickly responded. We chose to start landing on the appropriate terrain. Bulma said to the center console. Snapped, a line of text was displayed on the center console, expressing understanding. The spaceship fell rapidly towards the land of Namek. Soon, the spaceship landed safely on the blue land of Namek. The sky of Namek is green, the earth is blue, and there are 3 suns in the sky. These 3 suns should be relatively far away from Namek. And the temperature formed by the light emitted by them is about 20 degrees, which is neither cold nor hot. Successful, we have finally arrived at Namek. Bulma's face was full of expectation. Wait a minute, I will check the composition of the atmosphere. We have to proceed slowly according to the procedure. It would be great if there is a certain degree of oxygen. Although an oxygen mask is prepared, it is subject to a time limit. As Bulma said. He glanced at Luo Tian and the three who were already standing outside the spaceship. Bulma fainted on the spot. You don't play your cards according to the routine. Oh, I can finally breathe the fresh air outside. Luo Tian took a deep breath. I've had enough spaceships, so I won't take spaceships next time. Don't take a spaceship? Then how do you go back? Kellen asked. Of course I flew back. Luo Tian replied. Krillin wiped his sweat. This is all on Namek. Can we not brag? However, to Kellen's surprise, Luo Tian suddenly disappeared on the way, and then came back. Again, where did he go? This question is still a mystery. Bulma won't let me ask, and we don't want to ask too much. That's all. Now is not the time to be emotional. Uncle Clin, this is very similar to the place where Uncle Piccolo and I practiced. Sun Wuhan said. It's the place where we fought the Scions in the first place, right? Kellen also found that the environment here is very similar to that place on Earth. Maybe it's out of instinct that he can fight calmly in a place similar to his hometown. Hey, why did you run outside so recklessly? Do you know that this is dangerous? Bulma asked angrily. It's okay, Bulma, the oxygen composition of this planet is very similar to that of the Earth. Luo Tian smiled at Bulma stared. A brief silence. Let's hurry up and find the Dragon Ball. Bulma snorted angrily, took out the Dragon Ball radar from his bosom, and pressed the button on it. Hey, why is Miss Bulma angry again? Are you really not fighting? Kellen asked Luo Tian in a low voice. I never quarrel with anyone. Luo Tian smiled. She seems a little dissatisfied with us coming down first. Sun Wuhan whispered. Snapped. At this time, a signal came from the Dragon Ball radar. Look, there really is a reaction from Dragon Ball. Bulma said in surprise. Really? It's really great. Kellen was also very excited. So, Uncle Piccolo can be resurrected. Sun Wuhan's eyes were moist. That's great, Luo Tian. You're awesome. Bulma said, taking a sip on Luo Tian's face. Krillin, Son Gohan, Luo Tian expressed helplessness. You are taking advantage of me again. Do you think I should return it, Uncle Kellen? There is a very strong aura over there. Sun Wuhan suddenly turned his head to look in a certain direction. Kellen froze for a moment, and immediately looked in that direction. Sure enough, Kellen sensed a powerful aura over there. I feel that there are many powerful auras. Sun Wuhan said in a deep voice. And something feels wrong. Cold sweat rolled down Kellen's face. What are you thinking? Those auras should be from the Nameks, right? Bulma said, Tangent and Piccolo are so powerful, let alone their own Nameks. It's not surprising that they have a strong aura. However, those auras seem to be very evil. Kellen's face was a little ugly. Yes. Sun Wuhan nodded. Didn't Luo Tian say that? The Namekians are very honest, and they have always guarded their own peace. Bulma pointed to the dragon radar. Look, isn't this direction the location where the 4 Dragon Balls reflected on the Dragon Ball radar gather? Maybe Bulma is right, it should be a Namek. Kellen forced a smile. Let's go meet the Nameks first. Bulma suggested. I'm also a little nervous. Kellen laughed. Oh, look, whose spaceship is that? Luo Tian pointed to a spaceship passing across the sky in the distance. Kellen, Son Gohan, and Bulma looked over there at the same time. Then, the 3 of them were immediately stunned. This is so special. This is Vegeta's spaceship. How did you do it? Bulma was so frightened that her whole body went limp, and she fell directly on Luo Tian's body. Yes, that's Vegeta's spaceship. Krillin exclaimed, how could this happen? Sun Wuhan wanted to cry but had no tears. It's over. This is troublesome. Bulma turned pale. Gohan, hurry up, hide your aura so that he won't find out. Kellen said hastily, yes. Sun Wuhan immediately followed suit. It's indeed Vegeta, there's no one else but him. Kellen gritted his teeth. What's going on here? Has he recovered from his injury? Sun Wuhan asked in a deep voice. Oops. He should also be looking for Dragon Balls. Kellen guessed. What should we do? Our plan has failed. Should we return to Earth first? Bulma suggested. If he finds the Dragon Ball, it will be really bad. Kellen clenched his fists and said through gritted teeth, Miss Bulma, please inform the other side of the earth immediately, and then you and Luo Tian must go back. What about you? Bulma asked. We're going to stay and look for the Dragon Balls. Kellen said, don't worry, we have the Dragon Ball radar, which makes it easier to find the Dragon Balls. Gohan, how about you? Are you confident? Yes. I'll stay too. Son Gohan nodded seriously. Then, I'll tell Guixian about this first. Bulma said, after Luo Tian and I go back, I will let Wukong come to help you. It will take 2 months to go back and forth, so please wait patiently. Krillin, Son Gohan, 2 months, is this too long? Hey, did you hear that? It's Kaneshiren, right? The Scions have also descended on Namek, so hurry up and tell Wukong. Bulma said, what? There is such a thing? Guixian was terrified. By the way, don't tell Chi-Chi. Bulma warned, okay, let's do this first, and I will talk about everything when I go back. After Bulma finished speaking, she hung up the phone. Oh, another spaceship is coming. Luo Tian pointed to another spaceship passing across the sky in the distance. Krillin, Son Gohan, Bulma, the three were dumbfounded at the time. Why is there another one? Bulma's legs were weak. Luo Tian, help me, I feel like I'm dying. Alright legends, that's it for today. Like, subscribe, and I'll meet you in the next audiobook.